From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen.
This is Roz and Mocha.
It's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Roz, Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That is amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mocha.
Yes.
How is your shoulder? It's been a little while now since you flipped off a BMX bike on a jump when you were out with your kid and you hit a wall and your arm was in a sling.
Yes.
How is it doing?
Still in pain. I've started physio. Happy to
Yes.
tell everybody that.
Good.
On my way to recovery.
And the thing that happened was you started getting called out as far as faking an injury or deliberately hurting yourself because of the planned race between you and Shem. The question was posed, who would win a foot race on the show? And then you and Shem really got into it, and it became this huge thing. And then you decided to race one another.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
You're both very, up in each other's faces. And you were accused of hurting yourself deliberately or faking the injury to get out of racing.
Yes.
I never thought that.
Thank
but
you.
we all decided to give you enough time to heal before we start talking about the race again. And
Okay.
how much time that is, I don't know. All I know is that amount of time is up for Shem. Because I walked by Shem today, and what did you bring in today, Shem?
Oh, you ready for this?
Yeah, what did you bring in? Yeah, healing time is over. Okay, healing
do you
time.
mean?
Healing time is over.
Hold on, what?
According to Shem.
Because if I can just say, when I went to the fracture
Yeah.
clinic last week,
Yeah.
they told me no exercise, no heavy lifting,
Yeah,
nothing
that's
like
fine.
that.
Yeah.
4 to 6,
Yeah.
maybe 8 weeks. What is this?
Shem brought in his awards and medals from track and field in high school.
Hey,
Oh, shut up!
Look at this.
son, you see
Look
this?
at this.
Shem!
Trophies.
And no, not only that.
Trophies.
You know what that is? That ain't dollar bills. Those are called first place ribbons, baby. Look at that.
Hold on a
Trophies.
second.
Look at that.
Shem?
Many.
Trophies.
What the hell is this?
So we said, Mocha, that we were going to give you time to recover. And how
Yeah.
much time that was, nobody knows. All I know is that amount of time is up in Shem's eyes because he is now sitting there with a medal around his neck, multiple red ribbons, and 2 full trophies from track and field. Shem, what events did you win those trophies?
This is the 100-meter sprint.
Yeah.
This is the 200-meter sprint.
Yeah.
And there's so many, I couldn't even tell you what
That's a
events.
stack of red
It's a
ribbons.
and by the way, I wanted to pack light. So these are just a few of them.
That is a
You know what I'm saying?
stack
Bro.
of red ribbons.
Those ribbons look so fake.
So
They look like you got them at Dollarama.
So everything looks like it came from Dollarama.
Sure.
May
they
I
did.
remind you, Shem? Those are from high school and elementary school.
Hey, listen,
Okay.
I got
We're
facts,
talking about
though.
today's times.
Okay, so Mocha, you will now be given the opportunity to bring in all your awards and medals for track and field. Right? We'll make it even. You will be given all opportunity to bring in all of your trophies, medals, ribbons. When do you
Yeah.
want to bring in all yours?
I got to go
When
to
do
my
you-
parents' place to pick them up.
Yeah. Okay.
I do have a picture from recent that my parents still have above the fireplace
Okay.
at home.
Wow, Shem is decorated. You are a
I'm a decorated athlete. Thank you
Shem.
very much, Roz. I
You
appreciate
really
that.
are. Look at that.
Look at that, man.
God, your parents must have been proud of you, huh?
They
Look
still
at that.
are.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
Hold
yeah,
on a second.
true,
Whose
I
side
guess.
are you on, Roz?
I'm just saying, Shem's got the hardware.
I got them facts.
I got
baby.
a message from somebody that said that the loser for the foot race should have to wear one of their wives' dresses into work the next day because they know Shem still has one hanging in his closet.
Wow.
It's pink and frilly, too.
I can't find the picture.
Oh, okay. He can't find it, Shem.
Oh,
He can't
wow.
find it.
Shocking.
He can't find the
You won't
picture.
be able to find me when I'm that far ahead in the race.
He can't find the
Shem,
picture.
Bro,
You know what I'm saying?
You're talking so much
I
right
know.
now.
Okay, I have a lot of thoughts on this. I'm not going to give them all now, but I will say this: that Shem, how old are you?
I am 35.
35.
Younger than Shem, by the way.
There is a moment, okay, in a especially young man's life where you hit a wall. And what I mean is you hit the wall where you realize that you are no longer 18. And it is an awful realization when you realize that.
Bro, I hit a wall
right?
2 weeks ago.
When you
Literally.
when you hit that wall, it's terrible because you realize that you're not the person you once were, and that your body is not the same, and you're getting old, and you have to say goodbye to that individual that you used to be in your youth. That usually hits at around 35.
But Roz,
I worry that this event is going to be that moment for Shem, that this is going to play out in front of people where Shem will realize that he is not the guy who won those medals, who won those trophies, and earned those ribbons. And we're all going to watch it happen.
Yeah. Shem,
That's
feel
what I worry
so
about.
bad that you are embarrassing yourself right now, okay? I feel so bad that you're hanging on to these dollar store ribbons that you had since grade 6 and thinking that you even have a chance to be at the level that I am at. You are going to be standing there still at the start line with those grade school ribbons.
Oh, wow.
With that plastic award that you're wearing around your neck in embarrassment when I am already at the finish line looking back telling you you should have kept your mouth shut.
Man, I feel this is going to be embarrassing for both of you.
This is going to be, Maurie, honestly, I think that this
I'll be
may
sitting
be,
there with popcorn.
This is going to be the most entertaining thing. I think both of you guys are going to fall apart before the finish line.
Thanks for the confidence.
I'm with you, Maurie. I'm with you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
I want to talk about ChatGPT real quick because it's causing havoc. Like right around the world. ChatGPT is a website. It's an AI chatbot where you can just plug in a little bit of information and it'll spit back to you. Let's say, for example, if you're writing an essay, a little bit of information, and it will write the essay for you based on the information that you've given it.
This was the thing when we first talked about this, that this is the first piece of tech, the first idea that has Google shaking.
Yeah.
Right? This is the thing that has finally made Google realize they need to move fast.
So people are handing in like work reports because of ChatGPT. They've plugged in some information to ChatGPT and submitting it as their work. Schools, as I mentioned, teachers and professors are having a hard time determining what is written by a student versus what was written by AI. So there's this kid, 22-year-old Princeton University student, who developed his own AI to determine whether something was written by AI versus a human being.
Oh, my God.
Okay? So now we have AI detecting what's AI or not.
Right.
So I wanted to know exactly, because I'd been trying to get onto ChatGPT for like a long time. And every single time I go to the website, it's like inundated with people using it. And it says, cannot redirect at this time. You get all these error messages.
Yeah, you get all that's all full of cheaters.
Yeah. So I finally got on.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I finally got on. And here is what I wrote on ChatGPT and what it wrote back to me.
Okay.
Write a story about two best friends named Roz and Mocha.
Okay.
And here is what ChatGPT spit back. Roz and Mocha had been best friends since the first day of kindergarten. They shared a special bond that only close friends had. They were so close, everyone assumed they were sisters. Roz and Mocha always had each other's backs, no matter what. Whether it was a disagreement with a teacher or a fight with a classmate, they always had each other's backs. When it was time for college, they decided to attend the same school and continue their friendship. They were inseparable and had a blast together. They both loved to explore new places and try new things. Whether it was a nearby park or a far-off destination, they always had each other as a reliable companion. Their friendship had been tested over the years, but they always managed to get through it. They had been through thick and thin together, and their friendship was stronger than ever. Mocha was always the adventurous one, while Roz was the one who kept them out of trouble. But no matter what, they always ended up having a great time together. One summer, they decided to take a road trip across the country to experience the beauty of the United States. They had the time of their lives. So that is what ChatGPT.
What happens next?
Nothing. We got obviously like
we remain best friends.
We remain best friends.
Did you come back from the road trip?
Yeah.
So then I asked ChatGPT to write another story.
Okay.
Write a story about a foot race between two friends named Mocha and Shem.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Mocha and Shem had been best friends since they were in kindergarten.
Shut up.
That's how the story starts. This is ChatGPT, by the way, is what I'm
thing.
using. Yeah. They did everything together, and they were always competing against each other in games like basketball and soccer. One day, they decided to have a foot race. Neither of them had ever run a race before, but they were both determined to win. They lined up at the starting line and took off running. They ran around the track, both of them pushing themselves to the limit. As they rounded the last corner, Mocha was in the lead, but Shem was quickly catching up. The two of them raced down the home stretch, but Mocha was able to hold off Shem and cross the finish line first. Mocha had won the race. Mocha and Shem hugged each other and laughed.
Yeah,
right.
That ain't gonna happen.
They were both so proud of themselves for competing and having so much fun. From then on, they made a point of having a foot race whenever they had a chance.
All
That is ChatGPT.
Yeah.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Can you please explain who Latto is and why everyone is so concerned with the underpants that the woman wears?
You know Latto? Big
What do I know
Energy
her
song?
from?
This
Oh,
song.
that girl. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. That's her name, Latto?
Yeah.
Okay, so why is everybody so concerned with her underpants? Explain this to me, because what I understand is that she was accused of re-wearing underpants or wearing the same underpants more than once, and then she had to show people that she has more of the same pair of underpants, and then to prove it even further, she put used underpants up on eBay. Is that the story here?
Yeah, much in a nutshell.
You pretty much explained everything.
But how did it? No, what I don't understand is how did people start going in on her for wearing the same underpants? Like, how does that happen?
Go ahead, Shem.
Well, I mean, the underpants were pretty, what's the word? Like, they weren't like plain. They were like cheetah print, essentially, right? So people they noticed, right?
But where are they noticing her underpants?
In her videos, her dance videos, and on her TikTok and all that.
She's just in her underpants a lot, I guess?
But doesn't everyone have more than one pair of cheetah underpants?
I don't know.
I don't have any, but don't most people have, or maybe some people have the same style?
I have three of the same.
What's the difference of that and like just white?
I guess when you're
or is
like,
it because it's pattern?
I don't know. But so here, let's have Latto explain what the hell went on.
In light of my panty discrepancy yesterday, I decided to give you guys an inside look on my panty drawer. These are all my Target panties that caused such a discrepancy yesterday. So $5 at Target. Here is the cheetah stash. So that's 2, 3,
shout out Target.
4. Yeah, clean. Yeah. Look, this one has a brand new tag on it, so that's cute. That's just the clean ones, you know. On tour and stuff, we spend a lot of money on that. But we got some Alexander Wang in here. Maybe I'll throw those on next time. These my socks, but yeah. Mind you, I have a whole separate drawer for all things Savage X Fenty, Hey Ree. But maybe another day.
So what? Fans bullied her into selling her stuff on eBay?
I guess.
Yeah.
First of all, if my name was Alexander, I would only ever wear Alexander Wang underpants. Full stop, regardless of how much they cost.
I think, yeah.
I have a winter hat from him.
So I think that when you're like an influencer or you're famous and you're always in your underpants, I think that you really have to be mindful, I guess, of not wearing the same panties
wardrobe?
twice. because then you look like somebody. But like, are they accusing
you look broke?
They're accusing her of not changing her drawers. Is that the deal?
Essentially, yeah. She was caught in 2 separate paparazzi pictures, and somebody on Twitter wrote, "Can't afford new panties."
Oh my
And
God!
then she quote tweeted that saying, "Oh no, it's the panty police."
Oh no, the panty police!
When you get accused of can't afford, like you can't afford something.
Especially underpants.
Yeah.
That
And then-
cuts so deep.
And she just said like $5 from Target. Like, yes, I can afford. But now you guys are bullying me into selling my stuff on eBay.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. Oh, that poor girl. Like, she got to go in her panty drawer and say, hey, listen, not only do I have 2 pair, but I have 5 pair of the same panties, right? Because people bullied her into showing them her panty drawer. That is just like so next level, man. Like, come on. Come on, that poor girl.
That's big energy right there.
On.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
You were given 5 words. First word to come to your mind after each one of these. Your first word was alive. You said dead. Second word is dentist. You said teeth. Third word was hard. You said soft. Fourth word is high. You said low. Fifth word is syrup. You said pancake. All right. Roz, please. Waving my arms around. Yo.
Yeah, I'm good. I was listening to Baby Don't Forget My Number by Milli Vanilli.
So good.
Oh, I love it.
Searching high. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, let's get dragging out this money if we can.
Yes, sir. Oh, my God. Okay.
Roz, are you ready?
Yep. I'm ready.
Dragon, if you win $3,000, what are you doing with the money?
I'm currently pregnant, so spending it on the baby.
Hey! Congratulations!
Thank
Roz.
you.
You're doing it for the baby.
Yes,
It's not
exactly.
my baby.
Okay, let's get straight to the business. Roz, your first word is alive.
Dead.
Your second word, Roz, is dentist.
Teeth.
Oh my God.
Your third word, Roz, is hard.
Soft.
Your fourth word is high.
Low.
Oh
come
my
on
God.
now.
Last one.
Shem, did I make it past the one you thought I was going to screw up?
Last one.
Okay, we got a game.
Dragona, you are one matched word away from winning $3,000.
Oh my God.
Roz,
Yeah.
this is for the baby.
Okay. Shut up! Don't say that. Too much.
Roz, your fifth and final word is syrup.
Maple.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, yes.
Why is everyone freaking out over Jeopardy?
Because I think they did an entire, like, was it Ontario category last night?
Like for the first time in Ontario category. It was all like made up stuff, but they celebrated Ontario.
What do you mean it was all made up stuff?
Like it was like
Does it have to be factual?
No, but it was-
Are we going to play the clips? Do you even need to explain this?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I feel like you're going to screw it
No,
up.
because
I
I
know.
realized I wouldn't explain it well.
No, I feel like you're going to spoil it. Okay, so how many questions in a category? 5? 6?
5.
Something like that? 5? Okay. And are they easy, would you say? Like, should we get these? Yes?
You'll get 2 of them.
2?
Mocha
Okay.
will get 2 right.
Okay. I've not heard these either.
Is that a challenge?
I believe it's a challenge.
Okay. So, Mocha, please. This is from last night? Jeopardy?
Yeah,
Who was hosting
baby.
last night?
It was Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings. Okay.
We begin with worst case Ontario. If you're not Ontarians, these are imaginary situations. Jake, where do we begin?
Ontario 1000, please.
Zombies, and not the slow ones, are making their way from Detroit to this city across the Ambassador Bridge.
Got it.
Yes, Mocha.
What is Windsor, Ontario?
Okay.
Sam,
What is Windsor?
correct for 1,000.
There you
Jake,
go.
Ontario 8.
Boom.
the intra-province rivalry between the national capital's Ottawa Senators and these provincial capital NHLers comes to a fever of hate.
Who are the Toronto Maple Leafs?
All right.
Jake.
Who are the Flames?
No.
No. Come on, guys.
Sam.
What are the Maple Leafs?
That's correct.
Let's go Ontario for 6.
King Kong. He's real and he's climbing this 1,815-foot structure, his eye filling the window of the revolving restaurant.
What the hell is the CN Tower?
Yeah. What the hell's the CN Tower, Ken
Sam.
Jennings?
What is the CN Tower?
Correct. Jake, back to you.
Ontario 4.
This province, directly to the west, makes a series of nighttime cow-tipping raids, causing general chaos.
What is... Oh, God. It's going to be
This is the one that stumped everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
It's basic ass geography. Turn Shem's mic on. I can't hear Shem at all.
No, his mic is on.
Oh.
What is Manitoba?
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
No, that was your answer. You said it.
You can take it back if you want to. It's
Oh,
not
is it the
actually.
lights
It's
run
not.
out?
It's not actually Jeopardy.
Or is it, what is Calgary? No, what I'm going to stick with my first answer.
Okay.
What is
Yeah.
Manitoba?
Okay.
Sam.
What is Saskatchewan?
No.
No.
Jake.
What's Alberta?
No. Also incorrect. Sarah.
Oh, yeah, Alberta.
They narrowed it down for you. Manitoba. That's right.
Yes.
Ontario for 200.
Suck it.
Worst case, ill-tempered aquatic creatures emerge from this great lake, upon which Thunder Bay sits.
What is Lake...
This one stumped everybody.
No, hold on. I have to see the map in my head. Do you guys know it?
Yeah.
What? Do you know it, Joe?
Yep.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what
I do
is...
You watched it last night,
I did.
Maury? Yeah.
I know. Okay.
No. Like it's not the actual show.
Superior? What is Lake Superior?
What's that?
Lake Superior?
Lake Superior.
Did you say what is?
Did you say what is? Go for it.
Jake.
What's Superior?
That's correct.
Ah, yeah!
Oh, wow.
Give me my money!
Wow. Yeah.
Give me my money!
Yeah. So was that all of them?
That was it.
You said he was going to get 2. What did you think he was going to get wrong?
I thought he was going to get the Superior wrong and the Manitoba wrong.
So then he would have got 3 right.
Yeah. CN Tower. No, and I thought you would have screwed up the Leafs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
As soon as he said inner province and then Ottawa
There's provinces
Senators.
all across the country.
No, inner province. That means in the same province.
Oh, is that what that meant? Like Ottawa and Leafs? Like in the same province?
Yes.
Oh, now I get it.
Oh, my God. Anyway, you ran the board, Mocha. Ran the board. Windsor, Leafs, CN Tower,
Superior.
Manitoba, and Superior. Done.
Give me my money.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hoda caught me and Jenna Bush Hager from the Today Show on NBC crossing the border to spend some time in Quebec for the 69th annual Quebec Winter Festival. You can catch up tomorrow and Friday, but right now, Hoda and Jenna, hello!
Hey, baby.
Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show and welcome to Canada. How's it going?
We're pumped, man. We're ready.
I don't know. This does not. I'm happy to have you. Like, delighted that you guys are coming up. But the one thing we do up here is try and prevent big names from perpetuating that Canada is the land of ice and snow all year round. I fear you guys going to Quebec City this time of year, where I wouldn't even go to Quebec City this time of year, does nothing for the stereotypes.
Well, it's the Winter Carnival. We are excited because we heard about Winter Carnival. We don't care how cold it is. We don't care.
Yes.
We're excited. We've already packed our heat tech, our hats, our earmuffs, and our snowsuits. We're totally...
We have matching rainbow snowsuits.
Matching.
What have you heard about the Quebec Winter Festival? I've been there before. I'm glad that you packed warm because it really does get cold when you're out there for more than 5 minutes. But with so many events and activities happening, what have you heard? What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, we've just heard that it's magical.
Yeah.
Quebec City, although I hope we're saying it right. Do you call
I
it?
think it's Quebec.
I call it Quebec.
Which one's right? You all tell us.
It's interesting. When I was born in Quebec. When I lived in Quebec, I called it Quebec. When I moved out of Quebec, I called it Quebec. which is weird.
So
now we're even more confused.
Okay, thank you, Roz and Mocha, for clearing it up. Okay, but we have a question.
Go for it.
Since we're going to be there, how should we refer to it? Because we're going to have an audience.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of, we're going to have some fun. But give us some advice here.
I think Quebec.
Yeah, to be on the safe side, say Quebec. Because I bounce back and forth as well.
Quebec. Okay. I've got to practice it 100 times on the airplane.
Quebec.
But anyway, just heard it's magical. The city itself is magical, and the winter carnival is magical.
The
people are kind.
That's what we've heard.
They're going
to try and feed you all the time.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Try
right?
this.
Like that's just the reality of the festival and the province. How are you preparing? I know you brought all the warm things, but did you bring the stretchy things too?
Yes, we did.
Honey, that's what we live in. Okay. That's our language of love too. Okay. I feel like once you feed someone, you're saying, I love you. That's ours too.
We've also heard about the melted cheese, which you can
She's a cheese
stick.
freak.
I like cheese.
No, it's an addiction.
So
sad.
that kind of cheese is what I'm quite looking forward to.
Cheese on
girl,
cheese.
you can
on
find
cheese.
so much cheese in Quebec.
Quebec. And you see,
You're home. We're gonna love it.
Yeah, the Winter Festival, the Winter Carnival is amazing. The people are great. The food is fantastic. The restaurants, like, I don't know if you guys have lined up yet where you're going to eat during the evening hours, but there are like unlimited places to go all throughout Quebec. Old Quebec as well is a wonderful place to be at.
Is there one? I mean, if you were going to give us the place we should go, and I don't want to put you on the spot because you guys are wildly popular.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
But since I am, where should we go?
Restaurant.
Can't say, only because we don't want to get banned from any of those restaurants that we don't mention. Be like, yo, Roz and Mocha.
You know what?
We hear you.
Canadians are so nice. So polite to everybody.
Polite.
There is one thing that you do need to know about Quebec and Quebecers in general, which my family, okay, is that exactly what Mocha was saying, beautiful people. But imagine the most glorious people on earth, but with a pettiness level at like 12. Okay? Quebecers are notoriously the most petty people I have ever met in my life. So yes, if we say one, all of them are off the table.
Roz.
That's just the way it goes.
By the way, we're talking to Hoda and Jenna from the Today Show on NBC on the Roz and Mocha Show. They'll be in Quebec tomorrow to help kick off the Winter Carnival.
We are so glad that we were able to finally connect. We are big fans of yours. And again, welcome to Canada. You guys are going to have so much fun at the Quebec Winter Festival or Quebec Winter Carnival and broadcasting the show 2 days. You got to be pumped about that.
We're so excited.
We are so excited.
And we're going to do some winter sports.
Yeah.
Snowshoeing.
I think it's a toboggan run or something. We're excited.
Oh my God.
Roz.
Snowshoe.
Yeah.
No,
Snowshoe.
hold on. If you're going to do tobogganing, ladies, helmet, please. Promise us.
Helmet.
Yeah, you need a helmet.
Helmet.
I highly recommend a helmet for safety purposes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Scary
Don't
now.
let the Quebecers tell
Okay.
you this hill is safe, okay? It may look
Mocha,
safe.
thank you for
You
taking
need a
care of
helmet,
us
though.
and looking after us.
Okay.
No, you
Love you,
will-
All
ladies.
right.
You're gonna have a
All right. Well, we
wonderful
hope we
time.
see you in Quebec.
Quebec.
See, I say it wrong.
No, Quebec.
I
You're
call
good.
it
Quebec.
You're
Quebec.
you're
We got it.
wonderful
Quebec.
any way you say it. That you will be welcomed with just open arms, regardless of how you say
thank
it.
you.
Don't
Thank
even
you,
worry
Roz.
about
All
it.
right. Love you guys.
Love you
Be right
guys.
back.
Thank you,
We'll be
guys.
cheering you on. Take care.
Thank you.
See ya.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Hey, you want to hear Hoda and Jenna talking about us on the Today Show yesterday?
Oh, yes, I do.
So what happened is that if you remember when we interviewed them yesterday, because they're going to Quebec, right, to do 2 shows.
Today's show to help kick off the Winter Carnival today and tomorrow.
And they were going back and forth while they were talking to us because Hoda says Quebec and Jenna says Quebec. So they asked us which it was, and then we had said that it was, I guess Quebec is fine, even though I used to say Quebec when I lived there. But they were on their show yesterday.
And then they kicked you out for not saying it.
Yeah,
right?
I know. And I haven't been back.
Flubberneck, get out.
Right? I have not been back. So yesterday on the show, it came up again, and they gave us credit. Listen to this.
You guys, we are so excited.
Because it's almost time.
It's our countdown to Canada. It
All right.
continues. We have one more wake up.
Oh my gosh, we're going to Quebec City. Quebec City.
I call it Quebec, but we just learned that it's actually Quebec.
Yeah, it's Quebec. We learned it from Roz and Mocha, who are a very famous radio duo. Very famous. Everybody
The most
talks about
famous.
them. And so we had the privilege of being on their show, and then they schooled us.
So you had it right. So really, they just schooled me.
Well, they said it's Quebec.
Quebec.
But either one's okay, but Quebec is preferred.
Right.
Very
Schooled.
famous duo.
Come on now.
Schooled.
Come on now.
Next stop is
amazing.
New York City,
But that
y'all.
makes it sound like we were aggressive.
No.
They asked.
That's what you got out of this. You guys are everybody talks
Nah,
about
listen,
you.
I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the fact that they said school. That makes us sound like we were like mansplaining how to say
we were
it.
educating them.
Yes.
No.
If they said mansplaining, it'd be a whole
but they
different
said-
That would be a
conversation.
different story.
No, but they
Roz
said
is right.
schooled.
Schooled is harsh.
Schooled is harsh. When you say somebody schooled me in something,
Oh, I guess. Yeah, sure.
right? Like nobody says that from the heart, right? To say we schooled them. I feel terrible
we
now
hear it
that they
again,
feel
though?
that they got schooled.
So now we're going to have to go back on the show.
Yes, I got to apologize for schooling them.
And we have to mansplain ourselves.
Yes. I'm going to have to mansplain why that wasn't a schooling.
Shout out to the Today Show.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Mikesh, these were your 5 words. We said Saturday, you said Sunday. We said clean, you said dirty. We said cookie, you said dough. We said piano, you said keys. And finally, we said snow, you said man. Here we go. Mocha, come back and join us, please.
Come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go now. Mocha,
Yeah.
we're going to give you the same 5 words. All you got to do is say the first thing that comes to your mind for each.
Okay, Mikesh, let's get you this 4 racks, bro.
Mocha, your first word is Saturday.
Sunday.
Correct. Mocha, your second word is clean.
Dirty.
Correct. 2 for 2. See what I'm saying, guys? I told you I got a good feeling about this.
Let's go.
Mocha, your third word is cookie.
Milk.
No, incorrect. Hey, Mikesh.
Yes.
Do that.
You can't start saying your answer, man.
Oh, sorry,
was he saying the answer?
Yes, and you still got it wrong.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Mikesh.
What did he say? I didn't hear.
He kept saying dough over and over again, which was his answer.
I thought it sounded like he was like, go.
No, dough.
Bro, come on, man.
Okay, listen, you didn't get it. Thank God, cheater Mikesh.
Okay.
Okay. Mikesh's fourth word, Mocha, was piano.
Violin?
Incorrect.
What?
Keys. He said keys.
Why would you say violin?
And his fifth word was snow.
Melt?
No, he said man.
Melt.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Turned out 2 for 5. You started so strong.
I might agree with Roz here. I mean, I don't know.
You got no finish in you, huh, Mocha?
Shut up. Bro, that's so rude. All right, sorry, Mikesh. Happy birthday. Later, bro. Oh, man.
Add another 1,000.
Yeah, so 5 G's is what we're playing for on tomorrow's Matchy. Text win plus your name to 925-555. I still can't get over that. You're so rude.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Oh, Rick Ross.
The biggest boss.
Rick Ross, the boss, got a problem with Tesla. Rick's problem with Tesla isn't that they're too expensive and they don't aesthetically, work sort of with his taste. Rick's problem is that he's terrified that if he gets into a Tesla, that Tesla's going to take him straight to the police station.
But I've never ridden in a Tesla. No. Never in my life. Smart car. I've never ridden in a Tesla, and the reason being is because I've always had in the back of my mind the government could tap into the brain of the car. Okay, where's Rick?
Yep.
He's over there. No, bring him in for questioning. Where I'm going, it's leaving Wingstop before the wings. You pull up to the building and the Asian walk out. Hey, Rick, what you think he can't? That self-drive. They got pieces bringing you pieces, robot cars, tacos. So if you get in there, go lock the door and take you where it want to go.
But Rick, if you're not doing anything wrong.
Doesn't matter. Sometimes they just want to talk to you.
Wow.
Right? Where's Rick? Man, you got to have lived some kind of life where that's your reasoning for not getting a Tesla, huh? Because I'm afraid that it's just going to drive me right to the police station. Like, what kind of life you live in where that is your concern? I bet I don't have like Siri or anything like that in the house, right? Because I'm terrified people are listening. I hate that stuff. It drives me nuts.
My Google does listen.
Yeah,
we could be having a conversation. It answers.
No, that's not for me.
Was recently talking to someone. They were telling me about this new luggage that they got, right?
Yeah.
Some brand I'd never heard of in my entire life. But they said they did research on it. It was like top rated and they bought this luggage. It was either that night or the very next morning.
Yeah.
I was watching something on YouTube and the commercial pre-roll on YouTube was for the luggage of that company.
Yes. Oh, all the time.
Oh, that happens to our Instagram. We
Yeah,
could
it
be
happens
tapping
on
into
IG
it.
all the time.
All the time.
Hey,
We're all going to get that now on our phones.
Could the police actually take over your Tesla, though?
No. I mean, could they? No. I don't think that they could. But, I mean, who knows, right? Like, maybe it's not the police they're going to, but maybe it's like somebody else who hacked into the Tesla. Right? Like, if all
Like
these...
who? Like Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Yes, who knows, right? Everything gets hacked
It's a
now for
computer.
ransom. What if they just tell you, hey, you're going to stay in a hot car? Like you know what I mean?
We're going to crank the heat.
We're going to crank the heat. Right?
And
You're
lock
gonna,
the windows.
Yeah. You're going to mess yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to film it because we know there's cameras in there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to post that on IG. Rick Ross messing himself in the backseat of his car.
It's going to go to World Star and then Shade Room first.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And unless you pay us X. Right? And I know, because we've been watching you, that all the napkins you got from Wingstop, you've used them all. So you're going to have nothing to clean yourself up with other than that shirt. Right? Who wants to see that? 1 million people, I bet. So pay up.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
There's a mall about 30 minutes away from Toronto called Vaughan Mills, and you've probably seen the footage all over the news.
If you haven't seen it yet, there was a car, a black Audi, that drove through the doors at 1 o'clock in the morning at Vaughan Mills Mall. The people in the car stopped at a store, robbed the store, and then drove through the mall, like all the way through the mall, like it was a road, and then out another door. But that car was actually stolen from someone who was trying to sell it in Quebec. They took the car for a test drive, then ditched the owner, used that car, and Taylor Anna Cobinger only found out that was her car when the cops called her.
Taylor, what's going on? It's Roz Mocha. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And you?
Jeez. Okay, so when did you find out that this was your car?
When the York police called me yesterday morning.
What did they say?
Well, they asked me if I had my Audi S4 2011 stolen, and they said that it was involved in a stealing and thief entry in a mall, which I was pretty surprised.
And where are you?
shocked.
Where are you from? You're from where? Quebec?
I'm from Laval, Montreal.
Oh, Laval, Montreal. Okay, and you're still there when the police called you, and I guess you're still there now.
Yes, I should leave in about 2 hours to go get my car.
Oh, my God. So,
oh, my God, you got to go to Toronto to claim the car yourself?
Yeah, and I'm responsible for all of the fees as well.
Whoa, hold
Which I
on.
find-
When the police found the car and then they had to tow it to an impound lot and do whatever it is they got to do as part of the investigation, try to figure out who these people are that stole your car or who at least were driving the vehicle through the mall, you are still responsible for paying your way to Toronto and then paying to get your car out of impound?
Yes, I am.
So we were going through a little bit of how they got your car, but can you sort of retell that story? You had the car for sale and you listed it on Facebook, right?
Yes.
Okay, so then what happened?
So I decided to sell my car just to put a cash down on the house.
Yeah.
So as soon as I listed it, the next morning, a lot of people texted me. They wanted to come and see the car. They say they could pay cash. And so we met for 2 o'clock here at the library because I don't give my address. He told me when he was there. I went to get him at the library. I brought him to the car. and he started looking around, asking some questions about the car. It's normal. And then I figured it was normal for him to want to try it because he was going to give me $12,500 cash. So we got in the car, we drove. I asked him a few questions. And so the first round was fine. But then the second round, he started driving dangerously, and it was kind of odd. And he just left me further down the street near my house, in front of a park, in front of everybody. He left with my car.
Wait, what do you mean he left? Like, so you obviously got out of the vehicle first, but why did you get out of the vehicle?
He was driving very dangerously, so I was trying to get back the wheel.
Oh, so you guys were switching spots.
As soon as we decided to switch spots, he left when we were almost at the back of the vehicle.
Yeah.
He ran back in. I slipped because I had rain boots. He went back in. He didn't even have his both feet in the car, and his left feet were still hanging out. The doors were open, and then he pressed on the gas pedal as fast. And I haven't seen my car since. He kinked the car for the doors to close. The worst part is that my phone was in there, so I was trying to locate it with a GPS from my computer when I got home. I went back later, and my phone, he took the time to bring my phone back and just put it there on a snow mountain. And
oh my God.
So wait a second. So was this like a young guy, an older guy? Like what was it? Who was the guy?
He was in about his 20s. I have a description, but nobody can find him. It was a fake account after he blocked me. He also called me from a number, which I tried to call back, and the cops too. He deactivated his phone number.
Because the car and the guy did so much damage to the mall, like, does that come out of your insurance now?
I'm not insured.
You're not insured.
Whoa.
I'm not.
Okay, so hold on. So is somebody looking at you as in like some of this is your responsibility now?
The mall, no, but they're saying that I'm responsible for the towing fees, and I would have to pay every single penny out of my pocket to get my car back running.
And how much is that going to cost you?
I don't know. From the damages, it's pretty beaten up. There's at least 15,000 more of damages on the car.
Oh my God.
And I had just put 6,000 to fix it, to get it up and running, not even 9 months ago.
Taylor, do you think that the person that stole your car after that test drive is the person that was part of the group that ran through the mall there at Vaughan Mills?
I think so.
Yeah.
Taylor Anna Cobinger from Laval, Quebec. You are the woman who had her car stolen from Quebec that was used in the smash and grab driving through Vaughan Mills Mall. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
So I have a clip here of, you want to hear Damn It Matthew talking about what it's like living with Maurie?
What?
Yeah. Play this clip. I have it there.
It's piles and bags of food, and they're dropping them off at the door, so I'm not communicating with the drivers. And I said, what is going on? Why are you bringing me food? He said, I don't know. You ordered from the shawarma place. I said, no. Oh. So I think I left the app open, and he saw that when he was playing with my phone and just started going to town. So he ordered multiple orders, chili cheese fries, the chicken pita wraps. He ordered multiple orders of that, multiple orders of ice cream, pizza.
Why does Matthew sound different? Who is that?
Just, I don't know. That's some guy, some dad in Michigan whose son grabbed his phone and ordered $1,000 worth of food on Grubhub.
I've been there, done that. That's not hard to do.
You've never ordered $1,000 though.
No, but I've ordered $200, $300. Like stuff adds up.
Of food, like for one sitting.
Absolutely. If you order from the keg for two, that's like $300.
300? No way.
Because we do two two margaritas, and they come in like a plastic sack.
Why don't you just go to the liquor store, man. Like, why you order? You know how much it is to order a margarita off Uber Eats?
Yo, bring your phone.
Like an incredible amount of money.
Open Uber Eats. Is it Uber Eats you use the most?
Yeah.
This is always fun when we go.
Oh,
the receipts.
Oh,
you want to talk about checking receipts?
Oh no.
And this is all the stuff that Damn It Matthew knows nothing about, right?
That's true.
Yeah. Because is this all stuff that you order during the day when he's at work?
Is most of it during the day?
Oh no, or at night, like because he's been working late.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, when he's not at home, right?
Yeah.
So a hamburger joint, $72.
$72?
Yeah.
What did you order?
Oh my God. Two combos.
Yeah.
A strawberry milkshake.
Yeah.
A ginger ale. A vanilla milkshake. And chicken fingers.
Oh my God, that's a lot. That's a lot of food.
And then a couple of days before,
that's a lot of food.
He ordered a couple of bowls from a salad joint.
You're ordering salads.
And then the day before that, he ordered from Jack Astor's.
How many days a week are you ordering off Uber Eats, more?
Like, yeah, we have these big plans of cooking, and then
That's not. That wasn't. I didn't say how many times do you have big plans for cooking, and then you get too tired.
This hamburger joint, you order from like a lot, man.
Dude, they're good.
What is it?
Harry's.
Which place? Harry's.
Harry's Charbroiled.
Yeah, they do a good burger. I agree, but not 4 times a week good.
Oh my God, guys.
Yeah.
You want to hear 2 items that Maurie bought?
Yes.
The other day?
Yeah.
That cost him $32.91.
Yes, please.
This is for 2 things.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
1 glass of freshly squeezed orange juice.
Yeah.
And Eggs Benedict. With home fries.
Sure.
And he paid almost $33.
Maurie, sure.
For Eggs Benedict and orange juice. And this is during a time when his husband's at work.
Does it show how much he tips on there? No, eh?
It did not show here how much Masood got.
How
in tips.
often, Maurie, do you not tip?
Like 90%.
Oh my God. You're one of those. You're like the crying Uber
Because
guys
here's the
on
problem,
Instagram.
like,
no, it's not a
the
problem.
ser- like the
no.
delivery
It's
fee, the
no. Next time you see one of those Uber drivers crying on Instagram because somebody didn't tip on a $250 order, that's Maurie.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is.
Got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Rachel, hello. It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Family drama, huh? What's going on?
Yeah, my father-in-law is the devil.
Wow. Wow. That is a statement. Rachel, you wrote us this. Hey, Roz and Mocha, Fix My Life. My father-in-law doesn't respect boundaries and consistently tries to ruin mine and my partner's relationship. He has repeatedly encouraged my boyfriend to cheat on me. What? And anytime my partner says no to him, he immediately blames me. I'm the scapegoat for all my father-in-law's family problems. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been together with your boyfriend?
5.5 years.
Okay. And did the problems with the father-in-law start immediately?
No, they basically started when we moved in together in 2019.
Okay. So what do you think the problem is?
Yeah.
I think the problem is that like his dad just doesn't have other people to entertain him, and I took his son away from him.
Right. So if that's the issue, why not try and tackle that issue?
We used to live in Niagara, which was an hour away. Then last year in September, we've moved into my mother-in-law's house. So now we're all in the same city. So he tries to get him to like hang out once a week, or at least talk on the phone once a week. And it's like, he just wants him to be with him at the drop of a hat, even if it's not because I'm saying no or he has to work or anything like that.
So the father-in-law lives by himself?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and your boyfriend has like no other like siblings or anything like that live with?
He does, but they live in Kitchener.
When your boyfriend's father starts blaming you for stuff, what does your boyfriend say?
He tries to defend me, but sometimes like he misses the mark. And usually, even when we bring up something like, that he says, like, that was really hurtful to Rachel, that's not fair. The father-in-law usually just responds with something like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, manage my feelings or not say what I think?
So give us an example here. Give us an example of him being the devil.
So one of the things was right before the pandemic, my mother-in-law, her sister, and my boyfriend, they were all going to Hawaii, and we all went to the airport to say goodbye. And he pulled my boyfriend to the side and said, when you're going on vacation without your partner, that's like, it's okay to cheat.
Oh, my God. Yeah. And you heard all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he's a jerk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And does your boyfriend want to sort of reduce the amount of toxic stuff that comes from him or no?
He says he does, and he says he's working on it, but really, like, he kind of flip-flops.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's like totally on my side, and then the next day he'll be like, well, my dad's not really that bad.
Yeah, because he probably ends up getting on a phone call with his dad and doesn't tell you that he talked to his dad, and then, within that conversation changes his mind or tries to convince himself that his dad's a good guy. But this is definitely a situation, I think at least, that your boyfriend needs to handle with his father, because it doesn't sound like you can approach the father-in-law and he's going to be receptive to anything, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And it's only gotten worse because it used to be between like my boyfriend's brother and his girlfriend and me. Yeah. And then like they had a baby, and if he wants to be in the baby's life, he knows he has to change. So like he took all the negative things he thinks and says and just puts it all on me.
I think that you need to have a conversation with your boyfriend and ask your boyfriend why he is so okay and accepting of his father hurting you.
I have tried. He just doesn't seem to be like, as I said, we'll have that conversation, and then like he'll talk to his dad or hang out with his dad, and then it's like, well, it's not that bad.
But it's not that bad for him.
Yeah.
It's terrible for you. That's the question. It's not whether the dad is not that bad. The question that he needs to answer is, why is he so okay with his father consistently hurting you?
I think that's a conversation you need to have first, and then the next conversation is that your boyfriend really needs to step up and talk to his dad.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. Like, you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to hurt the old man's feelings, and that's his dad. And sometimes parents are all of this and everything else. But it's your boyfriend who is cool. It's not what the father says. It's the fact that your boyfriend is okay with it. That's the issue. Once you fix that issue, the other will fall in line.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because the dad knows that he can say this stuff, and the son's going to back him. Right? So this is a conversation for you and your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And if your boyfriend can't work on that for you, then you need to tell him that it's very damaging to the relationship.
Yeah.
Reality check, girl.
It's just it's so difficult because like we live in his mom's house, and so like I can't end the relationship because then I'm like I don't have a place to live.
Well, I mean, that's no reason to stay.
I guess, yeah.
You can keep hurting yourself, or not hurting yourself, but getting hurt and feeling helpless and feeling alone. That you have like zero support.
Yeah, right? That's the tough part, is that you now are in a position where you have nobody who has your back, and you have built a life through necessity. Nobody's faulting you for it, where you can't leave a toxic situation because you have nowhere to go. Right? So you have to work on it from the inside. And if he loves you, and if he wants this to work and he wants you to be around, he has to figure out why he's so okay with other people hurting you, if he truly does love you.
Yeah.
So have that convo with him ASAP, Rachel.
Yeah, will do.
All right, thanks for reaching out.
No problem.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
on Kiss.
You all right over there?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm great. Hold on, there's something I wanted to play for you. Just give me one second.
Please do.
Oh, here, Rick Astley. So I had no idea up until just recently who Young Gravy was. And maybe that's just because I'm old. I don't even know. Is he famous, Young Gravy? He's not famous. There, come on, Shem. You were too deep inside everything, Shem.
Young Gravy, he's...
I only know him from dating some, the TikToker's mom, right?
Oh, Addison Rae.
Yeah, right? That's how he's famous for.
Sure. Yeah, he has his fans. Let's just say that.
So
he has a fan base.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. A lot of people do. Yeah. So does slap fighting. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I guess Rick Astley is suing Young Gravy because Young Gravy pretty much remade Never Gonna Give You Up and didn't get the right kind of permission to do it. So we all know Never Gonna Give You Up. This is how you get Rickrolled, right?
Yeah. Big time.
And then so here is, if you could play this. This is Young Gravy. I don't even know what the song is
Betty.
called. Betty?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? All right, here you go.
Never let you down, baby. Hey, with your baby mama at the crib and blowing back out. Shorty Filipino and she call me Manny Pacquiao. Alley-oop without the hoop, they call me Jerry Stackhouse. Dazing out in public, but your mama made me snap out. Before I get the dough, got the morning routine. Wake up bright and early to some brand new cream. Floss 3 times, baby, I'm so clean. Gravy got cheese now, that's poutine.
Yes! Gravy got cheese, baby, that's poutine.
So I guess what happened, right, was that the Young Gravy got permission to use the instrumental, but not the melody or vocals.
Oh.
Right? And then in his lawsuit, Rick Astley went back to an old interview that Young Gravy gave where he said, I always thought that sample would be sick to do something with. I just never figured it would be clearable. Somebody who had part ownership of the rights to the sample hit me up and they were like, yo, you should try this. Then he goes on to say, my boy Nick, or that is his producer, who does a lot of sample replays and recreating original samples, we basically remade the whole song. Had a different singer and instruments, but it was all really close because it makes it easier legally. So he's saying that they remade the whole song, and Rick Astley is saying you didn't have permission to remake the whole song.
Well, you look like you were vibing out to it. Would you like to hear the rest?
No.
Never take a L no more. Never take a damn thing slow. All I know is chase this dough and get money. Never gonna take no loss. Never gonna lose my sauce. All I know is chase this and get money. Get money. Get money.
Probably into the early morning.
Listen, I don't know how.
Sorry, what?
You better have everything cleared if this is a song that you come out with. You know, like,
see, when I
like,
first
you have
heard
to
this
have
song,
everything cleared.
I assumed that everything was cleared because this is the Rick Astley song,
Yes.
right? Every single thing about it is Rick Astley.
Yes.
Anyway, I like that you like the song.
I do
Vibing
not,
out pretty
do
hard
not.
to it.
I do not.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yo, Pat.
Hey, Mocha.
What's up, dude? This is Patrick, Roz.
Hey.
Patrick is a huge fan of the Roz and Mocha Show. He's been on the podcast many times. He likes and comments on a bunch of photos and stuff that we have on Instagram, a lot of our posts. You know him, Roz, as Pineapple Pat.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we love Pineapple Pat. Pineapple Pat has actually become like my own personal like IT nerd.
Really?
Yeah, I DM him like questions about like computer stuff all the time.
Why? What do you do, Pat?
Actually, I used to work at Rogers, but then after I just swapped now to Manulife, I just do
Trader.
Hey man, 5 years there. That's
I hear
good
you.
enough for me.
I hear you.
No, Pat's like a super huge nerd and super smart, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason why we're calling Pat is because he asked us to reach out to his wife for their anniversary. But I thought it would be a lot nicer to have Pat on the phone with us, and maybe we can all be a part of this celebration. Because Pat was expressing that they've been together for like almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Right? And they've had some stuff going on in their lives. But he just wanted to make today's wedding anniversary even more special, right?
Sorry, no, wedding. This is just like the engagement. We got married on the 20th of Feb. But,
okay.
Yeah, I know technically I should have, the wedding is the next thing, but just every little milestone for me kind of, means something. So
Tell us about your wife, Lily.
Yeah, I've known her since grade 7. We met in post school. We dated a bit then we broke up, dated other people, realized everyone's crazy, so kind of got back together afterwards. Been together since probably almost a decade now. So 2020 we got married, 2021 we got married. We have a beautiful daughter. I actually just dropped her off at daycare.
Wait a second. You are married?
Yeah. We're married.
So what's the anniversary today then?
Today's anniversary is just the day of the proposal.
Because in your notes, I thought it was like your 2-year wedding anniversary.
Bro, after you're married, you don't celebrate the engagement anniversary.
No,
what are you doing?
Not. No.
Okay, so Feb 20th, that's in a month.
Well, we're not going to call you back for that. You're on the phone with us now.
Man.
Okay, you know how busy we are? No, the Lily gets today, okay? Lily does not get
All
the
right.
wedding anniversary. So you be quiet. Don't say anything. I'm going to give her a call right now. Jeez, Pat. You got to give the full story, man. Bro, if she doesn't answer, I swear.
It's because today's not that significant.
Oh, no. Hold on, let me try again. Oh, buddy. This is not working out the way you thought.
This is the worst engagement anniversary for a couple who's already married ever.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's all good.
Uh-oh. Denied.
Oh, and hung up.
Hung up.
I think she's actually just in a meeting right now. Which is
sure. Oh, no.
Anyway, Pat, congratulations to you and your wife on your engagement
anniversary.
You mean a lot to us. You're a great fan, and we can't thank you enough, man.
Once she does end up hearing this on the podcast, because damn well we're going to put this embarrassing moment on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to say to Lily?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, you blew it. Pineapple Pat, we love you, bro. Take care.
All right, man. Love you guys. Take care.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Skaarsgarrd. There's a new movie starring Alexander Skaarsgarrd called Infinity Pool.
Oh, this is
directed by Brandon Cronenberg, by the way.
Who's almost more messed up than his old man, I would say.
Can I read you?
David's really messed up.
Can I read you the plot for Infinity Pool?
Oh, I know. Yeah, go ahead.
Just in case. I know you know what it's
in
case anyone doesn't know. And you're interested in watching this movie. Guided by a seductive and mysterious woman, a couple on vacation venture outside the resort grounds and find themselves in a culture filled with violence, hedonism, and untold horror. A tragic accident soon leaves them facing a zero-tolerance policy for crime. Either you'll be executed, or, if you're rich enough to afford it, you can pay to be cloned and watch them execute your clone. What's
Was that
the
Maurie?
actual...
You saw this more.
Yeah, what Mocha read is a really nice plot on all of the craziness that goes on in this movie.
I know. When this was, I don't know, where was it? South by Southwest or something like that?
Sundance.
That's what it was. Sundance. And people were like, what the hell, man?
And what was the one, the breastfeeding? There was something...
So like in the field, Alexander is like... I guess his co-star is breastfeeding him in the field, and his breast is covered in blood.
Oh my goodness!
And then there's one time where Alexander
I'm good. I don't want to hear about the one time Alexander Skaarsgarrd did a Ermagerd mermaid.
It was a big Ermagerd.
David Maurie talking to Skaarsgarrd on the red carpet for
for this movie Infinity Pool.
The Skaarsgarrd family, you have some famous people in your family. How are you hoping they'll react, or how do you think they're going to react when they see this movie and what you're doing in it?
Well, I think they'll at least when I watch stuff my dad or my brothers are in, what makes me happy is obviously when they're good, which they always are, but when I can tell that they're having a great time. And I think that they will see that when they watch Infinity Pool. Like, they'll be like, oh, Alex had a pretty fucking amazing time. We can tell that this has been a blast for him.
I think that, in my opinion, I think they'll probably end up going as you for Halloween with a dog collar around their neck.
Damn.
Well, yeah, we have the dog collar. We have a couple of the rubber clones. So we got some good outfits for Halloween.
Dog collar and rubber.
Come on, man.
Y'all said too much.
Come on.
Y'all said a little bit too much. So the headlines for this movie are pretty out there.
Yes.
And Dammit Maurie brought this up with both Alexander Skaarsgarrd and Brandon Cronenberg. So I'm going to play for you Maurie reading the headlines to each one of them. And you're going to hear how drastically different each one of their answers are. So we'll start with Alexander Skaarsgarrd.
How do you react when I read these headlines to you about the movie? Infinity Pool featuring Alexander Skaarsgarrd naked and breastfeeding. Infinity Pool at Sundance shocks with orgies and executions. Infinity Pool most shocking horror ever. White Lotus for sickos. How do you react when you hear that?
That it's a movie. It's fun for the whole family.
So you get Alexander Skaarsgard's reaction, and then director Brandon Cronenberg was asked the same thing.
I'm going to read you a couple of headlines and get your reaction. This is what people are writing about this movie, Infinity Pool. So, Infinity Pool featuring Alexander Skaarsgarrd naked and breastfeeding. Infinity Pool at Sundance shocks with orgy and execution. Is Infinity Pool the most shocking horror ever? Orgies, execution, and full frontal scene is branded the White Lotus for sickos. What is that? How do you react to headlines like that?
Well, it's interesting. I don't find it that shocking personally. And certainly I'm not trying to shock people for the sake of shock. I mean, I do like genre films and I do like graphic filmmaking, and so it's not that I don't enjoy that stuff. But I think in this case it's very much a narrative thing. You know, there's this, without giving too much away, I think it's important to the psychological evolution and sort of mutations of the characters and how that drives the narrative, that the audience feels those things in a kind of visceral way. And so to me, you have to show it and kind of immerse your audience in that kind of imagery to really get them there.
So you get a very thought out response from the director.
Response.
It's the family business, right? Like Brandon must have been like a young kid when David made Crash, right? Like it's just a family business.
Yeah. And on the flip side, Alexander Skaarsgarrd is like,
it's a movie. It's fun for the whole family.
Right?
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. I love it.
If you're into it, Infinity Pool, starring Alexander Skaarsgard, is out right now.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Hell of a Story.
Jolene, hello. Welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic, Roz and Mocha. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Jolene, welcome to Hell of a Story. Where and when does your Hell of a Story take place?
My Hell of a Story takes place in the summer of 2004 when I was 16 and my sister was 20.
Okay.
And we were house sitting for some family friends in Toronto.
Okay, so what happened?
My sister goes out for one evening with some friends, and I'm left at the house alone. And so for the first bit of the evening, I just kind of wander around checking things out, like not really snooping, but, you know, what's in this kitchen cupboard? You know, what does this switch on the wall do? That kind of thing, right? Nothing too invasive.
Snooping.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Not too bad, though. So in the evening, I'm watching a movie, and this is back when refrigerators first came out with that front panel with, like, the ice and water dispensers.
What, in the 80s?
So this is like, when they first became popular.
In the 80s.
Okay, well then I'm too young to remember that, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So it was new to me, and I was very excited to use one. And so I'm watching a movie, and I finish my drink. Well, I got to go get more, right? So I stand up, and behind the TV is this, like, cutout window that looks directly into the mudroom. And as I stand up, I just glance through that window, and I just catch the glass of the window of the back door.
Mm-hmm.
And the motion light in the backyard is on. And there is a man standing at the back door.
Oh, my God.
So his back is to the wall. So his side is kind of to the door, but I can clearly make out a tan collared jacket and like a really thin, dark pencil line beard. Like this is 2004.
Mm-hmm.
Think AJ McLean, okay? Like it looks like there's like an AJ McLean looking intruder in the backyard.
But is
okay?
he like? Can you see his like? Is he looking in? Is he looking away? Like
no, his back is to the wall, so I can just see his profile.
Okay.
I can't see his face. So I'm frozen. I'm absolutely terrified. But then I run upstairs and I call my sister, and she is on her way back to the house.
Why aren't you picking up the phone and calling the police?
Because I am not being responsible for our family friends having police activity at their house. I'm the troublemaker of the family, okay? I am not willing to be blamed for anything else at this point.
Okay.
That's just it. Yes. So by this point, my sister calls me. She's almost at the house. And as she gets to the house, she can't see anyone at the front of the house. So I get downstairs. I unlock the door. She runs in. We lock the door, go into the living room, look through that window. The motion light is on. The guy is still there.
Oh, for God's
so
sake.
now we run up and we call 911.
Okay.
Got, squad cars, bicycle cops, the works within minutes are there. So we go down to the living room to watch through that window again, to see what happens. Motion lights on, guy is standing there, and the cops just run through the backyard. They just swarm the house and then run through the backyard and into the back alley. We're like, well, what are you doing? He's right there. And so we're feeling a little braver now because, the cops are there. So we decide to go to the back door, and no one is there. Like, we just saw the guy, and now he's gone. So now more officers are there. They're asking us questions. They're taking his description. They say, okay, we're going to check the area out. We'll let you know if we find anything.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're left there with our mom, who has arrived basically right when the cops got there. And we have to explain to her, like, we just saw this guy and now he's gone. So we take her to the living room to show her, where we were standing when we saw him. And he's back.
What?
No.
Like, the dude is fully back. He's at the door. And so now we're like, oh my gosh, like, what is happening? So we go to the back door and he's gone again. Like, we can't see him. So this mudroom, the back door is on a corner and the back wall has a hook has all these hooks for coats and such, right? And on the hook closest to the door just happened to be an orange ski jacket. And with the height of the hook and the way the jacket is hanging on the hook and the way it's reflecting in the light from the motion light outside, it is casting the perfect reflection of an AJ McLean looking dude in the glass window. It was not an intruder at all. It was a f***ing coat.
You called the police on a coat?
I called the police on a coat. It was a reflection of a coat. Now, I tried to think for a minute that I couldn't have been that crazy because the motion light was on.
Yeah.
Which meant something had to be in the backyard, right? Well, then I remembered the switch that I played with in the kitchen, and it turns out that is, in fact, the switch for the motion light. And I had fully turned it on and had no idea because this was early evening in the summer. So it was light out. So not only did we call the police for a coat, but really we called the police because I played with a switch.
Wow.
Oh,
okay.
my God.
So did you call the police back and say that, hey, sorry, false alarm, it was actually a coat?
Oh, that was the absolute best part of the whole debacle. The police actually came back to the house and let us know that they found the guy in the alley and that he was known to them and that they told him to leave the area. And we're just like, yeah, sure you did. Thanks for your service. We appreciate it. Like, we said nothing, not a word. Like, if they had picked the guy up, then we would have had no choice. Like, we would have had to say, okay, this is actually what happened. But they
Wait,
just
so they
told him to
found
leave the
somebody
area.
like they ended up finding someone in the alley?
They thought they found the guy. They thought for sure that they had the guy, and we said nothing, not a word. We figured that guy can leave the area, and we can leave the situation with our dignity still somewhat intact.
Wait a second.
Like,
You called the cops on a coat, and then the cops went looking for somebody, and they found a guy, and were like,
They
hey.
found a guy,
You're
yeah.
like, hey, stop harassing women and get out of here. And then they came back and told you that, and you were like, oh my God, thank you, officers?
Well, I mean, the guy had already left, so there's nothing left for us to do, right? Like,
yeah, but that's now logged.
That poor guy.
He wasn't
That poor
arrested.
coat.
There was no record of it. He was just told area.
Yeah, but they said that he was known to them, so that's like another strike.
Oh no,
So whatever happened to him in the future, that's on him. I don't know.
That's on him.
He's probably in jail. Poor guy.
Oh, Jolene.
Here you are calling the cops on a North Face, just hanging on the wall.
Jesus. That was one hell of a story. Thank you so much, Jolene.
Thank you so much.
This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Question for you. In a new poll, 39% of people claim their current home is generally cleaner than the home they grew up in as a kid.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
39%. To me, that doesn't sound like a huge number, 39%.
I would say so.
39% of people claim that their current home is generally cleaner than the home they grew up in. Mocha, yes?
Yes.
Shem?
I'm going to say no.
No.
And no disrespect to my parents.
Right.
Because I know I'm going to get a call from my mom.
Of course you will.
Being like, why are you telling everyone our house was like
dirty
growing up?
Yeah, your mom kept a dirty house.
No, she didn't.
Okay.
Like, it was clean.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But I was responsible for a lot of the mess.
Okay. Shem, you say?
I couldn't agree more. Yeah, my current home is definitely cleaner because I was a messy kid, man. I was a wreck. Yeah.
But what about not just the stuff you were responsible in the house, but like let's talk the kitchen, the living room, the laundry piling up, like all of that stuff in the home you grew up in. Is your house now generally cleaner than the house you grew up in or no?
Nah, my parents will listen. I'm going to go ahead and say that mine is way messier now.
Maurie.
I would have answered differently when I was single, but now that I've married a Portuguese man, my place is spectacularly clean.
Right. So you would say
No, but compared to
where you grew up.
Oh,
You and
compared
Frank.
to where I grew up, my place now is cleaner.
Yes. of cour-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been told sometimes not to go upstairs when I visit Frank and Donna because they're like, it's too messy up there. You can't go.
Jeez, Frank. Wow. You don't even live. You've never even lived in that house, and you're calling them out on the cleanliness of it.
Why are you going upstairs anyway?
Yeah, mind your business.
I like to snoop.
Mind your business.
For what?
I like to see if my dad still has pictures of me on the nightstand.
You don't
he
live
doesn't.
there.
You're 50 years old. He doesn't need to have your old ass photo on the nightstand.
But pictures of him and I when I was a kid should be there.
No. You don't live there.
No.
You've never lived there.
Stop snooping around.
And there are no more pictures of me.
Yes, that makes perfect sense. Right?
It's a messy place.
Oh my God. Wow. What was your house like when you were growing up though?
When it was just my dad and I?
Yeah.
My room was messy, but my dad was very clean.
Oh, okay.
He used weird stuff on the floor. Like he would mix Pine Sol and Windex and create some sort of floor cleaner.
Yeah,
it's fairly normal.
Yeah, it's kind of
okay.
More,
So he kept it clean?
Yeah. Maurie, who's never cleaned anything in his life. Right? It's unclear, but the ages, people who are 18 to 44 were far more likely to say that their current homes were cleaner. 30% of people say that their current home is about the same in cleanliness as their childhood home, and 24% of people admit that their home today is messier
Roz?
than
You
the
didn't
house
answer.
you grew up in. I would say, God, I'm trying to think. I would say it's about the same sort of level. Like we have, even in our place now, like a couple times a week, like Catherine will just walk through the kitchen and it'll be a disaster. And then she just shuts the lights off and goes, the kitchen's clean. You know what I mean?
If I can't see it, it ain't there. My
Yeah,
girl.
like we do. That happens at least a couple times a week, right?
Yeah.
You know, and it's so. But we had that growing up too. Like my mom was, she kept a clean house, but you always had those days where you're like, ugh, the kitchen can wait, or like, ugh, I'm not doing laundry today, right? Like everybody has those. Yeah, tomorrow.
you
But like
wrote
it was
about that in your
generally a clean place. It was generally a clean place that we lived in. I mean, me and my brother, like two teenage boys, our rooms were disasters. My brother's room was horrific.
Really?
Like got to the point, my mom just never went in, right? Like his room was like just beyond.
Just stuff everywhere?
Oh, everywhere.
I bet it smelled.
Oh, it smelled awful.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Yes.
Friday.
Is it?
Well, yeah. Well, you don't know?
No, I know. Come on now. You shush him. Why can't I log on to see you guys on this bloody team? Oh, there we go. Hold on. God, so late with everything.
I know. I'm feeling all sorts of out of sorts.
Yeah? Why?
now.
What's going on with you?
Like I've just been on YouTube all morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And when you get caught up,
Yeah.
Because then something will trigger in my mind. And I subscribe to so many channels and like so many things get recommended.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, I'll watch that. Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, it's tough. Hey, let me into the teams there more, please.
So my YouTube history right now is Taylor Swift, Lavender Haze music video.
Yeah. How was that? I didn't see it yet.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's good.
It's great.
It's
It's
better
such a
than
good
Flowers
song.
by Miley?
Yes.
It's a better video?
It's a better video.
That Miley Flowers video is wild, man. It's so weird.
Well, Miley's next level, but I feel like Taylor Swift, I don't know if it's because she's like more in control of her music and music videos, or she's just like that much into relating things in video. Like she has these
Sure.
ideas,
Yes,
right?
yes,
I want to have this visual relate to something from back, because all the Taylor Swift fans, if you go on Twitter,
It's
right?
all-
Lavender Haze video or music video is trending like crazy, and they're all like picking apart. So I'm learning so much.
Right.
So Lavender Haze is the last thing I watched on YouTube. And then before that, I watched the new trailer for Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
And then before that, I watched a Netflix trailer for We Have a Ghost with Anthony Mackie and David Harbour.
Jeez.
Before that, I watched a 13-minute interview with George Clooney on
13 minutes
on Jimmy Kimmel last night, because Kimmel celebrated his 20th anniversary.
Oh, right.
And then before that was another Jimmy Kimmel video.
Jeez, man.
With
Okay.
Matt Damon getting bumped. And then before that was Michael B. Jordan
All right.
on
You watch
Jimmy
a lot
Fallon.
of YouTube. You watch a lot of YouTube.
My
We
last
get it.
YouTube thing was actually something Mocha would probably want to watch.
Which
but
is?
He didn't. Architectural Digest came out with a new, welcome to their home thing, and it was Michael Imperioli taking us on a tour.
Who's that?
Oh, yeah. Christopher from
Sopranos.
Sopranos.
And the new season
Oh,
of
yeah.
The White Lotus.
He was
the dad, the slimy dad in White Lotus,
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Who was
His
trying
season
to
two.
who was trying to get with the
The lady.
the ladies,
Yeah.
and then the son got with the ladies. Spoiler alert, right?
As did the grandfather, right?
No. What are you talking
They
about?
woke up in the grandfather's room. They were in the grandfather's room.
They went in to get changed.
The dad was first.
Yeah, dad was first.
Yeah, the dad, not the grandfather, with the Band-Aid on his head. I mean, I guess if you got the money, though, right? Like, you know,
He was down.
he was
Place,
down.
Michael Imperioli's home is so gaudy.
Oh, I know. I saw that. It's really
bad? Is it really?
No. It's not bad. I'm sure everything in there is just so brilliantly curated. But
His wife's a
it's
set designer.
busy.
Uh-huh.
It is busy.
Where does
Like,
he live?
New York.
New York? Okay.
Yeah. The story.
Oh, yeah, because he does the Sopranos podcast from out there.
Yeah, but recently New York though, because they were in LA for a while. But yeah, no, the house is busy. But yeah,
Does
so
he have a Sopranos room?
No, he has a meditation room that's like with velvet drapes on the walls.
yeah,
and
like the house is busy.
it's
Like
really
Who else's house?
it's
Wasn't it,
busy. Jimmy Fallon's place. That who bought it? Did Cara Delevingne buy Jimmy Fallon's place? Is that who bought it?
I think that's who that was.
Like Jimmy Fallon's place was so busy. It looked like a Boy Scout lodge. Like it was just there's so much going on.
No, it was recent. Was it like Joe Pesci? Remember his place? Wasn't his place like super busy? Or was it
Oh no, this is a different kind of busy. No, yes, I
and
know.
it was like a bunch of stuff like it was all his
But no, that
his
was
stuff?
that was a very underwhelming place, but
This one has,
the
like,
only thing that
sculptures and
tied
stuff.
Or
the only
De
thing
Niro,
the only thing
somebody?
that tied all the rooms together were the posters of himself that he had all over the walls.
Pesci,
And
right?
yeah, and normally when that makes it to like an MLS, like the stars, like the agent takes all that stuff down, right? Just so you don't have a bunch of people showing up being like, I want to see where Joe Pesci sleeps.
Yeah.
Right? But they didn't in the listing. Like it was just all like, and you could tell that it wasn't a Joe Pesci fan because like a lot of the stuff was just stacked up on the floor. Right? Like it was super weird.
Home Alone script.
Yeah.
The Godfather
Yeah.
Goodfellas posters.
I was thinking about this the other day because if we sold our place, I'm like, how many things do I have to take off the wall that like feature me?
Mhm.
Right?
Majority, I bet.
Vast majority. The vast. Like, we don't have a lot of stuff hanging on walls in my house, but the majority of them I'm featured heavily in.
Walk into a house with just empty walls.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
What's that? Wait. bam, 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 bam. Yes. That was. That was. God, that was.
Come on, buddy.
Can we just yell it out?
No.
No. Oh, for God's sakes. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me.
If I told you, would it help if I told you when this show aired?
I mean, 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I told you how many seasons?
No, that doesn't help me at all.
No?
Say a character name.
No, that would give it away. 1997
Yeah.
to 2009.
That long?
Yes.
Really?
13 seasons of this particular show.
I loved this show.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy.
God
Like,
damn.
you know the song.
I know the song very well.
Bro, people screaming right now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Screaming.
killing me. You know me and my memory, though, right? Like, as soon as you tell me, I can probably tell you everything about the show. But yeah, no, it's not coming to me at all.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Thank you. Damn it.
King of the Hill.
Yeah.
13 seasons on Fox. Hulu is bringing it back. They're
Really?
doing brand new episodes. Yes.
With Matt Judge.
With Mike Judge and Greg Daniels, the original creators.
Really, huh?
Yes. And they've also assembled the original cast to come back to voice all the characters.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, who was the voices?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know any of their names. I know
don't
Mike
if-
Judge was one of the voices. I don't I could tell you the names, but they don't
Stephen
mean
Bruce did one of them.
anything.
Yeah.
Kathy Najmy.
Was there
Stephen
any? Was
Root,
there
Pamela
anybody
Adlon.
famous?
Stephen Root, that's who it was.
The late
Brittany
Brittany
Murphy.
Murphy.
Oh,
Brittany Murphy was in there
right.
as well. She played
right,
Luann.
Yeah, Luann.
Chuck
Yeah.
Mangione. Tom Petty was lucky.
Yeah.
So King of the Hill is coming back on Hulu.
That's
like I
crazy. I
said.
used to really like that show. It was great. And what was the kid's name? Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, and they always had trouble finding clothes for him.
Yeah, poor kid.
Right? You know what I mean?
Oh, and the neighbor wasn't then it Dale Gribble?
Yeah, there was Dale. Boomhauer was the one with
the voice.
always
Wait, Bobby
mumbled.
Hill was voiced by a woman. I love that.
Yeah.
Pamela.
Bro, you just finished saying like, "Oh, I'm such a big fan of the show," and now you're learning all sorts of stuff about it.
I don't know. I never bothered to look who did the voices on
That's
King of
amazing.
the Hill.
But if you're a fan of King
so
of the
is
Hill,
there
it's
like
coming
a
back.
is there like a big vacuum where like people were clamoring for new episodes of King of the Hill?
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
interesting
they just
to me.
figured that, like what would it be like to have this family in Texas and all their neighbors kind of live a life through the lens of 2023.
I don't think they're going to though. Do you think they're
Right?
going to do that?
I think that they will.
Yeah?
I think that's a road
Yeah?
that they're going to go down. Because when you listen to like older, like I found a
Like
couple
what?
of things.
Boomhauer's going to be super woke, and you still won't be able to understand what he's talking about.
And Bobby's older?
Right? Yeah, they can't age up Bobby.
Or Japanese?
I live in California last 20 years, but first come from Laos.
Huh?
Laos. We lay ocean.
The ocean? What ocean?
We are lay ocean. From Laos, stupid. It's a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. It's between Vietnam and Thailand, okay? Population 4.7 million.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
Trick or treat.
Oh my, aren't you boys the scariest?
Yeah, man, talk about dang old boo, man. You know.
Pursue our relationship.
So we're gonna do it.
Yes, we are going to do it.
Oh, I like it when you talk dirty.
Therefore, I'm now going to drive over there, baby. I just had phone sex.
Yeah, man, talking about that dang old cuts and collars, man. Like when they come over to clean that pool, man, start going.
Quit it. I didn't rent that movie. Bobby, you cheated.
There was money on the game. Besides, Link Bradley's a horse's ass.
Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? I just want a picture of a goddamn hot dog.
So listen, if you're into it, King of the Hill is coming back. It's going to hit Hulu in the States and Disney Plus in Canada.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast. Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life.
What advice can you guys give me?
Okay, so my question is, got a problem you can't fix?
Roz and Mocha got you.
Hello, Shirley. It's Roz and Mocha. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Stressed out, huh?
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm having major PTSD about my daughter's recent medical issues.
Oh, wow, Shirley. You wrote, says, hey, Roz and Mocha, fix my life. My daughter had 4 to 5 seizures in one night for the first time in October back in 2021. And since then, I've never been able to sleep properly. I'm constantly checking if she's okay. Doctors have cleared her. Neuro doctors have cleared her. All the tests have been done and they're normal and clear. They say it happens. They say that it's something that could possibly happen just once. And I get that and I'm grateful, but I do have PTSD from that night. I'll never forget that image and be able to get it out of my head. And even when you're dropping her off at school, you have major anxiety and all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, perfectly normal because you're her mom and you're going to worry about her all the time. Did the doctors give a reason for the seizures? Have they been able to find out what happened that night?
No, they said it could have just been her being overstimulated. Her body just didn't know how to shut down at that point, and it just overworked itself, I guess. And that was it. It was that one time, and, you're just never the same anymore again.
Yeah. How old is she? Sorry?
She's turning 5 this year.
Okay.
I would say that the real only thing that is even going to come close to making any of this better is time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything else other than talking to another mom who's gone through what you've gone through. And then figuring out how they manage to sleep at night, figuring out how they don't, wake up every hour to check to see if their kid is breathing and all of this stuff. I think that you need help, but I don't think you need like sort of hardcore help. I think what you need is a friend, and you need somebody who will make you feel not so alone. And your husband your fiance can be there for one part of it. And that's fine if they are, but I think that you need to talk to somebody else who has gone through and is going through the same thing you're going through and maybe made it out.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I never thought of that.
Question for you, Shirley.
Yes.
Since then, because it's been bothering you and keeping you up at night, and just having you anxious throughout the day, do you then go to Google to look for more answers?
Yes.
Are you Googling like crazy?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, so you need to stop that. It's one thing to Google to educate yourself so you can look for signs to look for if that were to ever happen, or what to do if that were to ever happen again. That's one thing. But then you start going down a rabbit hole if you get obsessive with your train of thought, because then you're going to start looking for reasons why this could have happened. What could I have done to prevent it? You're just going to drive yourself crazy. Right?
Yeah. And because I've done that.
And because then, like, everything that you Google is going to lead to exactly what happened to your daughter. And you're like, okay, well, this is the reason why it happened. This must be the reason. Or if you're not happy with that answer, you're going to keep looking until you find an answer that you're happy with.
Yeah.
Or that will kind of explain what happened or what doctors couldn't tell you. You're just going to drive yourself mental by going to Google a lot.
Yeah. And that's what I did for such a long time too, right?
And you're also going to go looking for reasons why you treating this the way that you do is justified, right? And I'm not saying it's not. You have to be the advocate for your kid, and you're the mom and everything else. But you need time, and you need somebody to talk to. Somebody who's been through it, and it's really that simple. It really is.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Does that help, Shirley? Does it make you feel a little bit better?
It is. It does. I never thought about it, so it's a good way to go. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, love.
Get off Google. Okay. Clear your history.
Thank you so much, guys.
You got it.
All right. Sending you so much love. Take care, Shirley. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Roz and Mocha's Fix My Life
On Kiss.
I was just reading this story out of Chicago where this woman who worked for the school board, she was like the director of food and services, stole $1.5 million worth of what in an embezzlement scheme?
From the school?
From the school board.
Okay, so what was her position?
She was their food service director.
Okay, so I'm going to say it's food related as opposed to books or printer ink. See, big ticket items would be like your ovens and your stoves and your heaters and your all that stuff. But what could you easily steal that maybe nobody would notice? Like French fries?
$1.5 million.
God, that's a lot of French fries, though. $1.5 million. Cheese? Cheese is, they're not giving quality cheese to high school students, though. No. You know what I mean? You get basic ass cheese.
Yeah.
You don't get quality cheese when you're in the school cafeteria. Could it be soda? Like Coca-Cola? No. What is it?
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings!
Yeah, 11,000 cases.
That is what do you do with that, though?
Chicken wings. Here's the thing.
What do you do with that?
They did an audit, and this is how they found out that this woman who works for the school board in Chicago stole $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. Is the type of chicken wings she ordered. Apparently, she ordered chicken wings that had the bone in them. The district's policy doesn't allow those types of wings for students. So when the audit came in and they saw 11,000 orders of chicken wings with the bone in them, it immediately raised a red flag. They went through, did an investigation, found out she stole $1.5 million, 11,000 cases worth of chicken wings. Here's the thing, though. They don't know. The investigation's still going on. They don't know where the chicken wings went. They can't locate the chicken wings. She obviously, they're not at her house, sold them somewhere to somebody or people, but they haven't got that. They haven't got that answer out of her yet. So they still don't know where $1.5 million worth of chicken wings went.
They don't trust high school kids with bones?
I guess not.
Liability issue, man.
Really?
Maybe if one of them chokes, yeah.
A chicken wing, though?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to know how to eat a chicken wing by the time you get to high school.
Yeah, but kids drink bleach, bro. You know?
Yeah,
you got to know.
No. Don't you remember a couple of years ago?
You
the
gotta
freaking Tide Pod
know.
challenge?
I know.
Right? You think they're going to trust a kid with a chicken wing? Bone
man.
in?
Come on.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Rishi, welcome to the Roz and Mocha Show. What's going on?
Okay, I'm great. How are you?
Good, man. Understand that you have a question for us. Go ahead.
So my question is, who would be more miserable or more happy?
Roz, I even need to hear the rest of the question.
I feel like I already know the answer.
Okay,
I
go
we
ahead.
all do, but we'll get through it.
Go ahead.
Roz, if you had to look after Mocha's cats for a weekend, or Mocha, if you had to look after...
No.
Pardon me. If you had to look after Mocha's dogs,
Yeah.
or would Mocha be more miserable or happy if you had to look after Roz's cats for a weekend?
I would be 100% more miserable than Mocha would be. Without question. Without question. And I don't dislike dogs. I love dogs.
Yeah.
But I'm not walking a dog.
Especially in this weather.
No, I'm not.
Right?
But no, I'm not putting a coat on ever before I go to bed and taking the dog out. I'm just not. That to me is just not something that I could introduce
even if it takes
into.
less than a minute, you walk the dog outside, let the dog pee, and then they come right back in.
No, and then just and then.
Do you want to try it with one dog, like Andy?
No, and then it's all wet out, and then you got Jenna's gonna be yelling at me because I didn't wipe the dog's feet, and the dog got on the cat. Right, I'm not doing that. Right, I'm not wiping the dog's feet and using that towel that I know every dog owner keeps by the front door to wipe its back off and all this stuff. I'm not doing
Belly,
that.
everything.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. You gotta
it's
dry
not
the
for
dog
me.
off.
No, Mocha would just sit and watch Netflix on my couch, and just cats would just be sleeping around him.
Yeah, I think the cat thing is way easier.
Way easier.
Or try what dogs wear, like ours, where you have to put on the boots.
No. Putting on boots on a dog?
That's tough. And you do it every time.
God. No, there's no way. There's no way. Do you put boots on your dog?
No, dogs don't want to wear boots.
No.
Their feet is bad for their feet.
Their feet are the way they are to manage through everything. Your dogs do not want to wear boots.
No. And some of those boots look like balloons.
That's the ones we use, the
Is
balloons.
it?
Yeah.
The balloons.
Yeah.
No.
No. Can you actually blow one of those up like a balloon?
No, it's too thick.
Is it? I don't know. I think you should try.
Boy, pass out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rishi, the answer is pretty much what you thought, right?
Yeah.
I went.
Oh my God!
I went to a church thing one time where I watched the guy blow up a hot water bottle like a balloon.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I had this friend and he was like, hey, we're going to go see this cool thing where it's like strongmen, where they do all these like cool strong things. And I was like, of course, I'm down. And then we got in the car. I was in junior high and we got in the car and his parents and we drove to like some mega church somewhere out in the suburbs. And I was like, what in the hell's going on? And it was like a crowd of like 3,000 people in this giant church. And then these guys came up on stage and they did stuff like tore phone books in half and blew up hot water bottles and did all this like crushing cinder blocks on top of another guy's head. But it was all because of the power of Jesus.
Yeah.
Right? But they were a touring act.
Wow.
Where they were these strong men that toured churches. Right? You know what I mean? And all these years later, I'm like, not one single guy on that stage was religious and this had nothing to do with God. This was just something that got them paid.
Yeah.
Right? And like, so in between everything, they would pray. Right? Like you would all stand up and hold hands. Right? And like to give the guy on stage strength as he took a hot water bottle and put it to his mouth and blew it up like a balloon until it exploded.
The power of the Lord.
Yes,
huh?
and he got this thing to like 6 feet.
Wow.
Yes, yeah. I went and saw that at church one time.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yes,
huh?
Amen. Yes.
Yo, Rishi, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Love this part of the podcast.
A lot of people do.
Hey, Mocha.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Of course.
Let's do the news.
A Roz and Mocha Show and Kiss 92.5 News Break.
Ed Sheeran popping up back on social media. I didn't even realize Ed Sheeran hadn't really been on social media in a while.
Took a break
But here's Ed saying that things were bad and now they're not. So welcome back.
Hey guys, so I realise I haven't been that engaged in my social media or my fan base online over the past couple of years, and the things that have been posted on this account might have got a bit boring. I'm sorry, it's my fault. The reason I'm making this video is just being totally honest. I've had some turbulent things been happening in my personal life, so I just didn't really feel like being online and pretending to be something I'm not when I wasn't feeling like that. And I know that sounds weird, but hence I'm making this video to say things are looking up and I'm back online. So, you know, weird is gonna start being posted here. I've made this video like 50 times. I'm not making another one.
Man, I love Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, by the way, I was just looking at this. Ed Sheeran's Divide tour was the second highest grossing tour of all time with $776.4 million because its overhead is super low because it's only Ed Sheeran on stage, right?
Yeah.
So when he plays stadiums, it's like there's no band.
No, it's him and a
There's
guitar.
No, it's
some
just
lights behind him.
Yes, like that's it. It's a very basic stage too. And I wonder what the conversations are between he and Elton John, because Elton John's Farewell Yellow Brick Road tour is the highest grossing tour of all time, and it's not even finished yet. It doesn't wrap until July, and it's already made $817.9 million over 278 shows so far. Woo! You know that they're tight. Do you think that they sit around and talk about that? Absolutely. How they got the number one and number two highest grossing tours of all time?
Yeah.
I bet you.
Absolutely.
I bet you there's a video on the way of the two of them arguing.
No.
Oh, no. That you have that conversation
Who texted
private.
who first?
Yeah.
Who do you think?
You think so?
Elton doesn't know how to text.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
Fully agree.
I think Elton John saw that story. It was like, I'm going to hit up my boy Ed Sheeran. Right? Yo, Ed, look at this.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
They have a Michael Jackson. What? They have Michael Jackson. So Antoine Fuqua is doing the movie that has been talked about for years, simply called Michael, starts filming next year, and they were on the hunt for a Michael, somebody who could embody so much of what Jackson was as a performer, because that's going to always be the hardest part. It was like when they did the Freddie Mercury movie.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many iconic moments that exist in film and in video that you had to get those right. Like you can put those two movies, like the Freddie Mercury movie, back to back with the Wembley show, and the movements are identical.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had to do it right. And Michael Jackson's going to be even way more difficult than that. So Jafar Jackson is going to be playing Michael Jackson. Jafar Jackson is Michael Jackson's nephew, son of Jermaine Jackson.
Okay.
So that is going to be the Michael. And he put
I don't know much about Jafar Jackson.
I don't know. Was he named after Aladdin, do you think? Is he younger than Aladdin?
Find out how old he is.
Because I think he's 26. When did Aladdin come out?
1992.
So how old's that?
Maurie,
quickly. No, come on.
So that's like 30 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, ish. Yeah,
Cool.
ish.
Okay.
So was he born after Aladdin? Jafar?
He's 26.
When did Jafar come out? And when did Aladdin come out?
Okay, Jafar came out in 1996.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Aladdin was 1992.
Jafar came out in 96?
Jafar Jackson was born, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So was he named after Jafar from Aladdin? I don't know.
You know what I mean? That's you don't know a lot of
Like you gotta listen, if you're naming your child Jafar because of Jafar and Aladdin,
yes,
you gotta love Aladdin.
Michael loved cartoons and Disney and all that.
It's not his kid though. It's Jermaine's kid.
Jermaine loved Disney. And,
Jermaine.
Oh. Man.
Yeah. Anyway, so Jafar Jackson is in fact a singer, and in 2019 he released a track called "Got Me Singing." Listen to this.
I'm on my way to you. So glad you called the phone, told my mind about you. My heart is ready to fall.
And not saying that he needs to be able to sing for this role. I mean, they can always bring in another singer if they want to recreate some live stuff, or they can use some of the archives from Michael, but he is a singer, so...
Yeah, close enough.
And he's dancing a lot in the video, and just like all the Jacksons move in the same way.
Yeah.
Right? Like they just all have those Jackson moves.
Yeah.
That I guess you're
all right.
You're more than welcome
So
to
when are they
use if you
starting
are
this?
a Jackson.
They're filming when?
Filming starts this year.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it was cool. I mean, a big director, should be a decent movie. 2 additional Memphis police officers, including the white officer seen encountering Tyree Nichols during his traffic stop, were relieved of duty, and 3 Memphis Fire Department personnel were also fired as the investigation continues after the January 7th death continues. The Memphis Fire Department, so the 2 cops, by the way, because I know there's a distinction though, so they were relieved of duty but not fired or charged. So I guess that is... like suspension with pay is what they call that. However, the Memphis Fire Department announced yesterday that it did fire 2 EMTs and a lieutenant who responded to the scene for failing to properly assess Nichols as he was lying on the ground. The 5 other officers previously fired and charged with second-degree murder in connection with the beating death at the traffic stop. And he died 3 days later in the hospital. So the total count now is 7 officers and 3 members of the Memphis Fire Department are now relieved of duty and or charged and or on suspension. So that's the latest on that horrific story. So apparently that Spice Girls reunion that Mel B was talking about last week is for a one-off for King Charles' coronation that is going to be happening in May. The Spice Girls have not performed together since the closing ceremonies of the Summer Olympics back in 2012. That was including Victoria Beckham. That was the last time they were all together as as a fivesome. So
That was only 2 songs.
yes, it was, but it was spectacular though.
Oh, it's
King
fa-
Charles?
They were on those little minis?
Yeah, it was incredible. So
how many songs they get to do for the king?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. This is what the report is, that the reunion may wind up being a one-off performance for the coronation. Julia Fox is back at it again. She went viral last week for giving what was the sort of most modest or most real apartment tour for any celebrity, because their place was like a mess. She had like shoeboxes in the kitchen. She had mice in the house, like dead friends' ashes and urns hanging off the mirror. She moved her bed out of the bedroom so her kid could play in it. So the bed was in the living room, like total. And it was a basic place, like a super basic place.
Yeah.
And she went viral for it. And I guess a lot of people were going in on her because she is a Hollywood actress and she was dating Kanye and she's been in, some decent movies, that they expected, I guess, more from her. So here's Julia Fox.
Hey, so I really wasn't expecting my apartment tour to go so viral, and people are really freaking out over it. But I just want you guys to know that, first of all, I'm not worth $30 million, not even close.
Oh, wow.
And second of all, I don't give a because I don't need $30 million. What does one person need $30 million for? I've survived on a lot less, and I'm doing just fine. Also, it's really not that deep. This happens to be the apartment that I took my son home from the hospital from. So it's his home. It really is Valentino's apartment. It's like a sentimental thing. That's kind of why I'm even though I could have probably afforded a bigger place, probably because I am in New York after all, it's about having that sense of normalcy for Valentino. I don't want him to grow up and be like a prick. And I don't spend my money. I don't buy nice shit. And you guys are like, she wears thousands of dollars worth of couture, borrowed couture. Jesus Christ! Come on, people.
Yeah, big up Julia Fox.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
She's sort of being real, right? I don't know. I get it.
Also, girl, next time you're gonna do a video,
Oh,
I get it.
The wind,
Right? Go inside.
Oh, yes, I know.
Okay, just go back into that apartment.
You don't know when you record. Pam Anderson had her big premiere for her documentary, which will be on Netflix, which I think drops today, right? No, yesterday it did.
Oh.
And she was on with Kimmel last night talking about, because I guess one of her sons was actually the producer of the Netflix doc.
Really?
And is it her Brandon and Dylan, I think their names are. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
because they're the same as 90210.
One of them was an aspiring actor, and wasn't he on the later seasons of recently?
One of them,
The Hills. Did you ever watch?
Yes, that's right.
Shem, when they brought back The Hills on MTV?
Yeah, called the New Beginnings, I believe it's called.
Yeah, one of the. Yeah, that's right. One of them was
Brandon,
on the.
I believe it was.
Yeah,
He's the one that fought
that knocked out Tommy
that fought
Lee.
the dad. Yeah.
I
When
know.
Tommy was in his underwear and stuff.
I think they're cool now, but yeah, and it was on video too of him all knocked out and it's like his underpants and stuff. Oy, how do you get over that?
Anyway, so
anyway,
wait, so the son is producing one of the producers?
of the
documentary?
of the documentary. And this is Pam on with Kimmel last night talking about how raising her sons in her wacky world was much different than the way that you may have raised your children.
There's one story where your son figured out what Hugh Hefner does for a living.
Yeah.
Will you tell us that one?
Well, it was Easter. I used to take my kids to the Playboy Mansion for Easter.
Same
Easter
with
egg
our
hunt,
family.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then I was getting the car from ballet, and Brandon comes running up just in terror, and he goes, "Mom, I was just got out of the grotto with Marston and Cooper, and with Dylan," and he goes, "Do you know what Hef does for a living?" And I was like, "Oh, geez," and he said, "He takes pictures of naked girls." I said, "Ew," and they were just like, "Ew," and they jumped in the car and we sped off. I said, "Let's get out of here."
Happy Easter, kids.
That's got to be kind of awkward to be a producer for that documentary. You're the son of the Pam Anderson, and having to
Well, especially because there's so much about just like her and Tommy and because there's like domestic violence and like all this other stuff. I don't know.
Maybe some information that I would not have wanted to know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really all out there anyway.
No,
that was the
100%.
whole thing, right? Yellowstone is influencing baby names. So they always look at like what the super popular TV shows are, and then they kind of go back like 3 years and they check the Social Security records in the U.S. to find out how influential television shows are when it comes to what people name their kids. Yeah. And Yellowstone seems to be the most influential when it comes to people naming their kids. Really? So a lot of people are giving their children the first name of Dutton.
Oh,
right?
Really?
Yeah. And Rip is on the list.
Of course, Rip, yeah.
Casey's on the list. Kayce is on the list. And also Laramie, Walker, and Tate.
What about
they're on
Beth?
the list? No, there's no. I mean, how do you? People have been naming their kids Beth for. You can't really correlate that. But
Ain't nobody naming their kid Jamie. Such as like a
no. Nobody naming their kid Teeter either, right? Come on, man.
Come on, Teeter.
Give Teeter some love.
Love Teeter.
Teeter is the daughter of somebody really famous.
No.
Yes.
Teeter?
Yes.
How about Lloyd?
Yeah.
Nobody said. How about Lloyd? No one's naming their kid after Lloyd?
No.
Or Jimmy? Yo, Jimmy became a fan
Peter's
fave.
played by Jennifer Landon.
Yeah. Oh, she's Michael Landon's daughter.
Teeter.
Teeter is Michael Landon's daughter. Highway to Heaven. Right?
Damn.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's who. I think that's the connection, right?
Yep.
Hold on.
That's
Yeah,
Michael
it's Michael Landon's daughter. Oh,
Yep.
my mom used to love Highway to Heaven. Oh, that was a
that
show.
her show?
Oh, because Michael Landon was Pa from the Waltons.
Bro,
right?
you sound so old.
You shut up, right? And then he did Highway to Heaven.
He was also in Bonanza.
Bro,
Shut up with Bonanza. I don't know what Bonanza is. I never heard of Bonanza before.
Both of y'all.
You never.
I don't know what the Waltons is, but that sounds like an old show.
You don't know what the Waltons?
Hold
Just
on.
do me a favor right now.
Yeah.
Just Google a picture of what the Waltons looked like. Okay? Hold on.
The Waltons.
Yeah.
Okay, the Waltons.
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro!
Was he on the Waltons? Hold on here, the Waltons. I have to make sure that Michael
This
Landon was on the Waltons.
show has so many redheads. Like all them kids got red hair.
I don't think he was on the Waltons.
No, I don't think. No, he wasn't on the
Whatever
Waltons. What was
this
Michael
show.
Landon
Okay,
on?
Bonanza.
I've never seen this show, but whatever this is looks like the comedic version of what Yellowstone was before we know what Yellowstone is now.
Oh, Little House on the Prairie. That's what he was on. Sorry, not the Waltons. Google Little House on the Prairie. Realistically, it's going to look the exact same. I screwed up Little House on the Prairie with the Waltons. That's my bad. Completely.
Bro, okay.
Okay, so Google Little House on the Prairie.
I have a question.
Yes.
And this is a serious question.
Yes.
Were the Waltons
Yeah.
and Little House on the Prairie
Yeah.
neighbors?
I don't know.
They live on the same farm or something?
I don't know.
On the same land? Or
It
they
looks
have
like
adjoining land?
It looks like it was a very it was a Christian show. Very like Christian leaning. My mom used to love that show too. And then Michael Landon went off to do Highway to Heaven or Stairway to Heaven. Highway to Heaven? Highway to Heaven. Walkway to Heaven? Something to Heaven. Pathway to Heaven. Pathway to Heaven. I don't think it was Highway to Heaven. Was it Highway to Heaven?
This
Highway
looks
to
like the
Heaven?
same guy.
Is that Michael Landon?
Is it a leather jacket?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I think that's Michael Landon. But anyway.
So what?
That's Teeter's dad, I think. I'm still not 100% sure. We've been talking about it for 5 minutes.
So
I got to really do some research on this show.
So what, he's just trying to get into heaven or something?
No, yeah, I think that he is sort of like, I think the premise of Highway to Heaven was that he was an in-between, kind of like whatever you call that. I don't know. Purgatory. And then he would do like come to earth and like do good. I think that's the way it was. And he was like trying to get into heaven, maybe something like that. I don't know.
Oh, Highway to Heaven. That's
Highway to
why.
Heaven. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
He was
so like
just-
he was bad in his old life?
No, I
or
don't know
something?
if he was bad. I don't know. I don't know. I was 6
Like
when
on
that
the
show
prairie?
came out. Not on the prairie. It's a
Like
different
had
show.
beef with the Waltons,
No,
I
he
bet.
didn't. No, it has nothing to do with the Waltons. Oh. Right? Oh my God. First episode of Little House on the Prairie debuted in 1974. I got to shut my mouth. I got to stop talking now.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
James Gunn released his sort of part of his 10-year plan for the DC extended universe and tried to explain like how they're still doing that Batman movie with Robert Pattinson and how they're still doing the Joker movie with whatever, but then they're going to do all sorts of other stuff. So here is a little bit of how everything is going to kick off.
First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. Then to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2.
And so what about The Flash? And what about Ezra Miller? So after the troubling events, including accusations of grooming a minor, throwing a chair at a woman, felony burglary, a disappearance, legal issues across multiple states.
So much.
As it is right now, Ezra Miller is still The Flash. And James Gunn did say yesterday to reporters that this Flash movie is, quote, probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Now, that said, it is still up in the air as to whether Ezra Miller will be reprising the role of the Flash in other films after this one. Safran said, Ezra is completely committed to their recovery. We're fully supportive of that journey that they are on right now. And they go on to say when the time is right, when they feel that they are ready to have that discussion, we'll have to figure out what the best way forward is. But right now, they are completely focused on the recovery. And Miller, as we know, pleaded guilty to unlawful trespass in Vermont, which was a burglary incident. With a year of administrative probation and a $500 fine. At the time, Ezra said, having recently gone through a tough and intense crisis, I now understand that I am suffering complex mental health issues and have begun ongoing treatment. No decision will be made on Ezra Miller until the treatment is finished. Part of that big thing yesterday is that James Gunn sort of laid out is what does the new Superman look like?
Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025.
And
didn't announce like who's going to star.
No, nothing like that. And then the Brave and the Bold will be the reintroduction of Batman.
The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Wow. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU.
So is that going to be with Pattinson then?
So no. So there's DCU and then there's DC Elseverse or something like that, whatever they call it. And so the DC Otherverse will be all the Robert Pattinson and the Joaquin Phoenix, all of that stuff. And then the Colin Farrell Penguin movie that's coming out, all of that stuff. So it is still split, right? Okay. It is still split. But the way they're resetting for new Batman, new Superman, new everything is with the Flash movie, because apparently the Flash does a Flash thing and like goes back into the universe,
the multiverse
or whatever the hell it is in the DC world, and he erases everything. So basically all of the Snyderverse characters will cease to exist. So it's easy for them to rebuild the universe with a new Batman and a new Superman and a new Supergirl. I think they announced that too. And Blue Beetle. And
I'll give it a shot. I like James Gunn.
And the new Wonder Woman is going to be more of like a sort of Lord of the Rings kind of thing, or not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones kind of show.
Okay.
I don't know. But there's a lot. There's a lot going on. A lot of cartoons too. A lot of cartoons. So if you're interested in that, I don't know. Dr. Phil is coming to an end.
I thought that show came to an
After
end.
21 years, Dr. Phil.
Really?
Yeah,
That
coming
show's
to an
still
end.
on the air?
Yeah, he said
Okay.
that I've been blessed with over 25 wonderful years in daytime television, says Dr. Phil. With this show, we've helped thousands of guests and millions of viewers through everything from addiction to marriage to mental wellness and raising children. He goes on to say, I am compelled to engage with a broader audience because I have grave concern for the American family, and I'm determined to help restore a clarity of purpose as well as our core values. So he's looking to build a primetime television show based on everything he does. I went to the CBS lot, so where E.T. shoots was right across from where Dr. Phil shot, right? And so you're on one of these Hollywood lots, which look very much like what you see in the movies, just big, giant warehouses and then cottages. There's all these little tiny cottages everywhere that are offices and dressing rooms and everything else, like old school Hollywood kind of thing. And you always pass by all the golf carts because that's how people get from point A to point B because you can't drive a car around.
Okay.
And so you just golf cart, and then Dr. Phil's golf cart. And
Which looks like?
It's a Mercedes, right? And it has a Bose sound system, like a 5.1 sound system.
I would too.
Inside, right? It
Yes.
sticks out like a sore thumb. Like that's Dr. Phil's golf cart.
And he
then-
probably uses it to go like a block.
Bro, less
Not
than
even.
that. Less than that.
Right?
And then, I love Dr. Phil. And then when you walk down, you see all these cottages, right? And then there's like 3 that are sort of like Dr. Phil's cottages. And one is Dr. Phil's, and one is a cottage for Dr. Phil's wife. So when she's there, she has a place to work. And then there's another cottage that has like AstroTurf in front of it and like all it's decorated all weird on the outside and everything. That is the cottage for Dr. Phil's dogs.
Come on.
Bro, no joke.
Stop it.
No joke.
He's got a cottage for the dogs?
For the dogs. Yeah, the dogs get an office. Phil gets an office, the wife gets an office, the dogs get an office. It
Bro,
was
I worked there,
it was the most Hollywood thing I've ever seen in
I
my
would
life.
be so mad at
Yeah.
Dr. Phil. I'd be standing up.
Nobody is though. Nobody is. That's Hollywood. That's show business.
I'd be sending him messages all the time. I'd be sending him voice notes.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Be like, yo, Phil.
I'm telling you, man. He was running that lot for a lot of years. Tom Brady just posting this to his own social
What,
media.
he's going on tour?
Take a listen.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring.
What?
For good.
Yeah.
I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much to every single one of you for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
At first I thought it was a goof. No. At first I thought it was a goof, but
Whatever, dog. See you next
Yeah.
year. In like 4 weeks, he's going to announce his on retirement again.
I know.
I don't believe you, Tom.
I know.
I don't believe you.
Today we're kicking off Black History Month, celebrating, of course,
Hey.
the incredible success and achievements of the Black community, taking a look at where we are, where we came from, and, of course, collectively where we all have to head if we plan on moving forward. Shem, is there anything that you can sort of point out for people, I don't know, an event, resources, anything like that you got your eye on?
Yeah, if you head over to kiss925.com, we're going to have a whole section dedicated to Black History Month. Also, we're going to be giving away tickets to the Black Diamond Ball.
Oh, nice.
It's the 8th annual. It's the
big event.
Yeah, it's back in person after 2 years because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I actually got to host that the last time it was in person. Incredible. So we have a chance for you to win a pair of tickets to that. Again, at kiss925.com. Plus, at some point next week, you're going to hear probably my best song ever that I've done on the show.
Really?
Ever done on the
Yeah?
show dedicated to Black History Month.
Oh, love it.
So very excited.
Can't wait to
Great.
play it.
That the Diamond Ball sounds fancy to me.
It is.
Okay, it sounds very fancy.
Oh my
yeah.
God, it is
You know
so
what I mean?
fancy.
Are you hosting this year?
I am not hosting, but I will be attending.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do
Yeah.
you wear? What do you wear to the Diamond Ball?
You just better come correct.
Really?
That's
huh?
all. Come
Like-
correct.
Like I don't even know if I was going to the Diamond Ball if I'd be able to go to the closet. Like I think I would have to buy new. You know what I mean? Like you can't go to the archives.
You do not go to. You do not wear something you've worn before.
They'll go to
No.
Instagram. I'll call you out right away.
Yes.
You wore this exact same suit February 2016.
But it is Black History Month. And as Shem had said, kiss925.com, there's a ton of stuff there. And we will look out next week for what Shem says is his greatest song that he has ever done in the history of... Oh, yeah, here we go.
The Roz and Mocha Show. Breaking news.
Black History Month. Get ready. According to Shem, next week on the Roz and Mocha Show, he will deliver what he says is his greatest song that he's ever done for this show in dedication to Black History Month. And breaking news on Wheel of Fortune. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. No, there was a contestant who had a bone to pick with the puzzle last night. So he was having a real difficult time solving the puzzle, and the guy got it wrong. Once it was solved, okay, the puzzle was taking a quick jog. Okay, that was the puzzle. The guy did not get it, but where he snaps at Pat Sajak at the end is he says the reason he didn't get it was how it was categorized. So listen to this.
Taunt a Chuck guy? Chance guy. No, there's no C. Wacky guy. Taunt a wacky guy.
Oh, that was so unclose.
Oh.
Yeah, you just didn't have the letters.
Well, see, I don't consider jogging fun and games.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, yes, because the category...
That wasn't bad.
Was fun and games.
Oh, so because he doesn't think
jogging
is fun and games. Wow, unhinged.
God, I'm looking at J-Lo's house that she just listed. I guess because she and
I bet, huh?
Ben Affleck and they're sharing a house. But she bought this place like 6 or 7 years ago, and she just listed it for $42.5 million.
Jeez.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not overwhelming or anything like that, right? I think she bought it for $28 million.
And then what? Like
in 2016?
Upgrades.
Put a little bit of work in it, I guess.
Bring that property value.
Like, it's nice. It's really beautiful. But it's so, like, wild what $42 million looks like. Like, the kitchen is modest. Like, it's modest. Like, it's not anything where you'd go, oh, my God, that kitchen.
Like,
it's
what's the
fine.
neighborhood it's in?
Oh,
And who
my
are the
God.
neighbors?
Yeah, I mean, everybody. Like, it's in Bel Air.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
That's what you're paying for.
oh, my God, yeah. But that's a crazy amount of money. Jeez. Blacklist is coming to an end. Yesterday, we learned that Dr. Phil was coming to an end after 21 seasons, and they just announced that the Blacklist will be coming to an end after 10 seasons. I started watching this with Rox not that long ago.
She loves it, right?
Yeah, so we're almost caught up. The last season, season 10, premiering on February 26th.
That's a long time.
It is. I'm really looking forward to seeing Knock at the Cabin. This is that M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Wait, yes.
So M. Night Shyamalan was doing an interview with Variety, and they did Would You Rather with him. And the question was, would you rather have a movie of yours make $500 million at the box office or win 12 Academy Awards?
I'm going to guess M. Night said Academy Awards.
I'm going to say he said the money.
Shem?
Oh, money, for sure.
Yeah, money for sure. Not because it's about the money, but because it's about the fans. Right.
Gotcha.
So his whole thing was he's quote, the 500 million for sure, not even close. For me, it's always the relationship with the audience. It's all I care about. It's me and them having a conversation. So for him, $500 million just means more people enjoyed his movie as opposed to my movie made $500 million.
I am really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Right?
I know, because he's like a church guy who
A
breaks into
minister
the
or
house
something?
or something. I don't know, man. Anytime there's like a religious kind of like
Angle to a movie?
Yeah, it's weird to me, man. When it like, especially when they're breaking into homes and like doing stuff in the name of, terrifying.
Yeah.
It's terrifying to me.
As in, this has to be done.
Yes. Keanu Reeves has been granted a temporary restraining order against a man who has been stalking him and trespassing him on Keanu's property in the Hollywood Hills. So the house that Keanu has, obviously, there's security cameras, and he's actually had to hire a security firm to investigate this guy who keeps turning up at Keanu's house, who says that he's related to Keanu. Security footage shows the guy trespassing 6 times between November 5th and January 20th, one of which times he fell asleep in Keanu's backyard. When he woke up the next morning, he left, but he left his backpack behind, and inside the backpack was a DNA test kit. Apparently, he was planning on using it on Keanu Reeves to prove that they are, in fact, related.
And then what?
Yeah.
Because Keanu's going to be like, yo, welcome?
Yeah. Like a total whack job, being like, yo, you're my dad or my uncle or my whatever. My cousin, yeah. And he went there to do a DNA test thinking that would maybe make it A-okay after that.
I see Keanu Reeves doing a movie about this.
No chance are you doing a movie about your own stalker. That's a that is a you exclusive, man.
Yeah.
That is a you exclusive. Taylor Lautner, remember Taylor Lautner?
Taylor Lautner.
From Twilight. Right?
Oh, the werewolf.
The werewolf, yes. And then he made a lot of news last year.
The second one.
A lot of news last year when he married his now wife, Taylor Dome, and they were going to be Taylor Lautner and Taylor Lautner. But we forget that he was already with a Taylor, a very famous Taylor, years ago, which was Taylor Swift. And Taylor Lautner and his wife, Taylor, have a podcast. And she asked him if he could go back in time, where would he go? And I've never heard Taylor Lautner explain in sort of his words, from his perspective, what that night was like when Kanye jumped on stage and interrupted Taylor Swift's speech.
Awards.
Yeah.
If you can go back to one moment in your life, what moment would that be, and what would you say to yourself?
Probably the 2009 VMAs when I presented the award to Taylor and was unaware that the Kanye thing was not a skit.
I'm deceased. You and Taylor had just gone public or whatever.
Yeah, and I presented the award to her. So I gave her the award. I took, 5 steps back and was standing 5 feet behind her. And, in the middle of her giving her thank you speech, Kanye jumps up onto the stage. I can barely hear it. I can't see them. I'm just assuming that this whole thing was a practice and rehearsed skit.
Yeah.
Because why else would Kanye West be jumping up on the stage, interrupting Taylor Swift?
Rightfully so.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And if you look back at it, I'm actually caught laughing and giggling at it. I'm like, I can't hear them, but this is probably really funny right now. He jumped off. She finished. The second she turned back around and I saw her face for the first time, I was like, oh.
That wasn't a skit.
No, that wasn't good.
Oh, wow.
Right? I know, because he was laughing, and he got ripped for that.
Yeah.
He got ripped.
But in his words,
for
is that he thought it was all staged.
Sure.
It was all planned out.
I guess.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.